Let's jam.
I am so glad that is how we are starting off our game, guys. Because the mics come on right for that. So, welcome everyone to the 1 year anniversary game of the Expendable Crew. I am your dungeon master. But first, let's actually introduce everybody else. We are a couple of people down. Hopefully, they'll show up. Roll20 is giving us heck on the camera, so hopefully that'll get straightened out. But starting off with our newest player, we have Nick playing Tarak, the half orc. We have Danny playing Trevor, the knight of questionable morality. We have Viserius playing the power-hungry wizard. We have Michael playing the bard of questionable sanity. We have the bugbear of questionable sobriety, Jesse Crumpler64 playing Frick. And, well, as for me, I'm everything you want. I'm everything you need. I'm everything inside of you that you wish you could be. I say all of the right things at exactly the right time, but I mean nothing to you, and you don't know why.
Oh, Lord.
Really?
Okay.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
I heard this song. Before. Can we have a new bard?
Bow!
Well, like I said, all of my grand plans for the start of the game have been thrown off by technical problems, but we are back again. So I'm going to do a quick recap of what has happened in the last couple of weeks. The party went out at the request of a gentleman who said that he had a map to a legendary inventor who had gone on an expedition and never returned. This map was sort of recreating his steps. And it turned out that the long-lost inventor named Kowalish was in fact still alive and was working in his own little pocket dimension. Through some trials and tribulations, the party found him. It turned out to be questionable sanity once again, but he was a nice enough guy. He helped the party out in some different ways. And then sent them back into the country where they had started out at, where they reunited with Frick. And last session, they started off in a tavern with an ever-changing dungeon beneath it. And instead of going through that epic experience, they went and ran errands. Errands, yes. Which turned out to be a lot of fun. They got a lot of other potential loose ends taken care of. I didn't have to throw out an entire day's worth of writing.
You're not bitter about that at all.
No. And then we, like I said, lots of little different things happened, but now, after more than a month away from the capital city of Wildam, we find the party returning once again. You are coming up to the main gates, which are is sort of an interesting sight. Trevor, first thing you're probably going to notice is that most of the time the city gates are manned by soldiers from a rotating legion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this time it's completely the city watch. This is a little bit odd to you because it's been a while since there's been an official city watch. So it's no one that you recognize right offhand. But the gate is not really the point of interest for most people because there's two men who are currently picking up their unconscious friend, as there's a dwarf who is sitting on top of a chest underneath a big umbrella taking a drink, and that's sort of where most people are focusing their attention. So you can go up to the gate, and you're all able to basically, after a quick inspection, you can go through the security checkpoint.
Cool.
First off, is anybody smuggling anything into the city that we need to do a stealth roll for?
Not me.
What?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay.
not that I'm aware of.
It's been a while, so that's why I wanted to check.
Does Frick have any illegal alcohol on him?
Define illegal.
Define on him.
Well, I mean, we can't do anything about it if it's in him, and I'm not
I
searching.
don't know of
for
a
that.
single alcohol that I would consider illegal.
Yeah, that would be a good question for Rihanna if she were here.
Well, with her, I basically run passive stealth at this point. They have to work really hard to beat anything she's trying to hide, unless it's just obvious. But the reason I'm checking is because they are being thorough about everything. But you're able to show them your adventurer badges, which they will remind you if you don't actually do some sort of work on behalf of the country and the kingdom, those will expire in about another month.
We do need to pay for work, so.
But for now, you don't have to pay the taxes to get into the city, and they just give you the usual reminder that no one can brandish any weapons, and any sort of arcane or magical foci needs to be put away. Being caught casting spells or wielding weapons can result in a fine or imprisonment. They give you that whole spiel. I mean, they're pretty formal about it because it's like they're new to their jobs and they really want to keep them.
Just imagine there's someone with minor illusion doing a PowerPoint essay of presenting the rules.
Or
Yeah,
just like, oh my god.
not that thorough.
Rookies.
Right. Oh, they don't have that. They don't have that kind of budget. That's fine.
Yeah. No. There's just basically a sign that says no weapons, no magic foci.
Okay, rookie, we gotta come on, move along.
He does give you a little bit of a look for that, but it doesn't say anything. If you're here to actually take a job, we can direct you to the mercenaries office.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, so they explain to you where it is in town. Ask if you need an escort because they don't recognize any of you.
I live
Depends.
here, we're good.
Okay. Have a good day.
Ow, you little jackass. Sorry.
That was said by one of the guy who was starting to come to after his friends are helping him through the gate. The guards just
Sorry, I
smirk
just
at
got-
him as he gets hauled through.
I got bit.
Okay, he doesn't say that. But he does look a little bit bruised, and the dwarf's just sitting there, a mischievous gleam in his eyes. He takes a drink.
Who would you be, sir?
They're not talking to you. They're just walking. They're just carrying their limp friend through. Who's I keep getting to hit record. I'll have to edit this later when I download it. Sorry, that's me. I never remember to hit record. I only hit stream.
Get it together, Andy.
Shut up.
It's only been a year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Michael, what are you drinking out of?
Do you really want to know?
I mean Kyle. Sorry, never mind.
Yeah, a year of this, and we're still this focused.
Okay.
No, I'm just upset that I'm the only one who can't see you guys.
I can see you three.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the only one who can't. Okay. Anyway, back to the story. You are back inside the capital city after a long time. Trilak has apparently just woken up in the back of the cart.
Michael tosses him a marshmallow.
Where do you keep getting those?
I've got like 20. I've got about like 4 months worth of ration packs inside of my bag.
Are they still good, or are they like miniature rocks at this point?
No, they're still good. They're long-lasting MREs.
I'm going to say you have to buy the marshmallows on a regular basis because I have had them go stale, and they are not exactly ration material.
He'll pick
Unless they're
up
peeps.
Yeah, if they're the little ones you put in cocoa, totally different.
Yeah.
And peeps
Covered
still
in
have to
sugar.
be, well, they got a lot of preservatives in them.
Yeah.
I'm one of the few people that hates Peeps, and people always give me Peeps.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of Peeps myself.
So you're back in the main city after more than a month away. We've been at this game for 15 minutes and we've done one thing. We got you through the gate.
And we've given Trilak a marshmallow.
Which apparently just bounced off of him. Because until he talks...
I'm gonna head straight to the Patch Cauldron.
Okay. It won't take you long to get there, and Fizzy is behind the counter, as always, tinkering with some little thing.
Sir Fizzy.
Yes. How can I help you?
Yes, I have brought you the ingredients to make another potion of depetrification.
Actually, because of the amount of time those things last, you had that potion made already.
Oh, I did? Okay.
Yeah. So that's because the ingredients wouldn't keep for 2 weeks of travel, so you had to just make the potion.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that. Well, then I'll leave the store.
Okay, so yeah,
Good day.
you were about to walk through the door, but then you remembered that you didn't need to go there, and you just turned back
Can I
around.
be buying anything, sir? No, just browsing.
Hi, how can I just looking?
Fortunately, he's used to browsers.
I'll just head back to the estate then.
Okay. Did anybody have anything else, or are you all just following him?
Oh, Frick would make a beeline back to his office, quote unquote.
Okay.
For a cousin off, for a cousin
Just
office.
a moment. I'm home, and he just runs.
Yeah. So Frick immediately heads downstairs to the lovely brewing setup he had arranged that is dust free but hasn't been touched in months. Because unseen servants still come down and clean it, but they're not competent enough to actually set up a session of brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Michael wanders off to go get their payment for the last job.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and follow that particular little bit of action because I've got what I need pulled up. So, the gentleman who sent you on this was a lover of maps named we're calling it Anxy because ANAXY. Anyway, so you had to send him a message on your way into town so that he knows where to meet you. So he's sitting at a local tavern waiting for you.
Room. Michael slides into the booth right across from him.
Oh, it's
Well,
so good to
there's the
see you
secret-
back again.
Roxy, how have you been?
It's been a little bit interesting. I had to take care of some other business, but fortunately I was able to get back into town before things got too chaotic. Although I'll probably be needing to get back out of town soon after this. Tell me, where's Tamir?
Tamir is still at the location that you sent us off to. He's gonna be here quite soon.
He gets a little bit worried about that. You do know that if you actually leave him to his own devices, he's not going to come back, and in fact, he's going to try to get loose, and he's a vampire.
Oh crap! We need to
I
find
mean, I had always hoped that he would find some sort of redemption, but at the end of the day, it's really hard to fight that sort of nature.
this is true.
And you just left him there? Why?
Well, he's kind of stuck up in the mountains, and there's a giant gelatinous cube just covering an entire city, and we couldn't find Kowal.
Okay, I feel like you're telling me this story backwards, and he's going to make you tell it in the right order.
Okay, so
You don't actually have to do that, though. because we've only got a few hours. But give me a performance check for telling him the story.
Yeah, this is where I really need to bring out my character sheet more.
Yeah, it does kind of help to have some of those things set up. Okay. Uh, your story is pretty good. You probably glanced over a few details that you personally found less interesting. But it's a very, he's just captivated by it all. He didn't think Kowalish was still alive.
Good, because Kowalish is dead. Very much dead after 1,000 years. So, good.
Well, it's not like I expected him to still be around, but it's kind of odd that you feel like you had to focus on it quite so much.
It's been a long trip. Don't mind him.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not quite sober fully.
Ah, yes, that is the problem with bards. Oh,
No, that's just a problem with me. It's not the fact it's me.
oh. And he's just, like sort of taking some notes, filling in, things that he'll update on the map. Well, thank you so much. If there's any way I can ever repay you for helping me to fill in my notes like this.
Well, there's the payment they all wanted, but I was also hoping that you had a bit of information.
Well, payment was more or less whatever you happened to find on the expedition. I only wanted the map returned.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. I'm sorry.
So you
That-
do have things that you can sell to an artificer, or he can pay you for it and he'll sell it to somebody. But that amount should have been something I told you when I gave you the item. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah. Would you happen to know of any sort of legendary areas that are actually in existence, like harkening back to some of the Great Wars or anything of note in connection to any sort of higher deity?
Well, I do have numerous maps like that, but I can't really verify how accurate they're going to be, what may or may not still be there, but could you be less vague about it?
Well, I was wondering if you had any or knew of any locations connected to God of War or a great scion of one of the old wars, most specifically the founding of Wildom itself, or anything in connection with one of the Elven kingdoms.
He's trying to think. This is a relatively young country, so there's I'll have to go and look through my maps, and maybe I can send you a copy of something a little later, because I'd have to do a lot of cross-referencing to find something that is inside of this country.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be inside of this country. It could be just anything of particular note to a grand battle, an artifact that turned the tide of an entire war.
Might be able to go to one of the temples and ask.
That's where I'm going to be hitting up next, but just in case he's got anything as well.
He doesn't keep all of his maps on him, but he tells you he'll look around. He's like, let's see, this one, he has one thinking to himself, going through his notes, like, let's see, this one is supposed to be something about eternal memory. I'm not really sure what that one means.
No, it like everlasting memory.
The translation's a little off, but something about it roughly translates into eternal memory. So I'm not really sure what that one means.
That one does sound pretty good. What exactly is it in connection?
Well, it's from what I can tell, is something about a ruined city connected to eternal memory. I don't know anything more about it because I haven't really had time to fully research this map. If you
and
want it, I can always let you have a copy of it.
yeah, that would be good. What about the other ones that you've got as well?
Oh, I'm only willing to part with one map. We might be able to make some deals in the future to have some of the stuff verified, but I don't want to give you too many at once because then they become less valuable if I spread them out too fast. But let's see.
That's true.
It's not really a lost thing, but there's the Library of Ioun. But several people know how to find that.
Wait. Library of Ioun, as in the Great Library of Ioun?
Well, I haven't ever been to the Lesser Library of Ioun, but so
They're
yes.
like the repository of all knowledge across the entirety of all the lands. The
Well,
Library of
all recorded mortal knowledge. Even
I'll
they
take that
admit
map.
that there can be a few problems with that one.
I'll take that map. I'll definitely take that map. I'll don't bother with any of the others. Just hand me over that one, please, and I'll
Okay.
verify that one.
Well, that one's already verified. He just said that people know about it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But yes, he will give you instructions of how to find the Library of Ioun.
Thank you.
And like I said, I think the other thing was Kowalish's journal. If you want to just sell that one to him, and then he'll sell it to somebody else to give you your money.
Yeah, that would be good.
Uh, I think that was worth 3,000 gold.
Yeah, and then we've got those blueprints to hand over to the military as well.
The blueprints were in the journal.
Oh, I thought we had made a copy of those.
Nobody said anything, and it's sort of hard to make a accurate copy of things while you're on a bumpy road. So
Then I won't be
you
selling
got
the
a
journal
choice.
over.
You either sell him the book now, or you keep it for yourself.
I'll keep the book. I'll keep the book, and we'll hand it over to the military.
Okay. Well, in that case, let's jump back over to Viserius, who was getting ready to, at long last, help Isaac Pierce, the statue man that Rihanna uncovered a while back.
I wonder if he's been aware this entire time that he's been a Korak for like the past 4 months.
So anyway, Viserius, you go in and you're getting ready to take the cover off, and I know you just said you were going to keep the gem covered, but you can tell underneath the. Well, go ahead and make a perception roll. Let's see how much you're paying attention while you get ready to douse them.
Okay. Since I know I'm going to do this, hold on.
Give
Where did I
yourself your
have that?
D4. You don't have to do the whole link.
Okay.
I don't need to read it after this long. Just tell me you're doing it.
Nice.
Oh, you don't need it. You'll be able to tell that
Okay.
there is no gem in his hand.
Interesting.
Rihanna.
There's no damage to the statue. Just there's no gem in his hand.
Okay, well then now that I know that I don't have to cover my eyes or keep the gem covered, I'll go ahead and use that potion
Okay.
and pour it over him.
Okay. And as you do, and it's it takes a minute to fully coat him, but the cracks in the statue start to appear as it flakes away and sort of disintegrates. And as he's sort of coming to, this gentleman, he looks a little bit confused, then a little bit panicked, and he does a pretty good job of sort of recovering his wits as he looks at you. If this is some sort of ransom attempt, I can assure you that I already have an insurance policy at a local establishment that can only be accessed by myself in good health.
Well, no, sir. Unbeknownst to you, I believe, you have been petrified for quite some time. and my party and I decided to gather the ingredients to reverse that situation.
He just kind of keeps staring at you like he's expecting more of this conversation. And how long was I petrified for?
I believe 4 months.
He's going to ask you the actual date, which you would, of course, know because you live here and you know the calendar very well. So he is a little bit concerned when he hears that for the better part of 6 months he's been missing. And he's like, "My God! And where did you find me?"
An associate of mine actually found you
Where?
and brought you to me. They did not say.
Oh my God! And he just runs out of the building, unless you try to stop him.
No, I'll let him
Okay.
run.
He just runs out the door, a little bit panicked that he's lost 6 months of his life.
That is like really shitty too.
Well, at least he's in good health.
True.
Oh god, it's gonna get even worse. Oh
I need
no.
I need that cutscene in my life.
I'll tell you what. If you guys want to sacrifice a few plot points, I'll tell you what's happening.
I want to save mine. I'm just gonna let my imagination work.
Okay.
I'll sacrifice. I've got 8. How many do I need to sacrifice?
I'm gonna say let's call it a grand total of 5. It can be
Oh shit! I
divided.
have 10.
It can
I
be
want those.
divided however you want, but I'll say for 5 plot points, I'll tell you what happens right now.
I'll pitch in 3.
All right, I'll pitch in 5.
Okay, I'll give 2.
Okay. Like I said, I only need a grand total of 5. So
Oh,
If he's pitching in 3, I'll pitch in the 2.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
because I've got
that
buttloads
is-
of plot points.
that is payment for the story.
okay.
So-
I'll save mine.
He is just making a beeline straight for his home, which he unlocks. And at first, he's going around, he's checking everything. He's slightly relieved that while traps have been sprung, it looks like most of his stuff is still there. Nothing was confiscated by the government. And he's getting ready to, looks like he's about to head back out the door when suddenly he goes back, locks everything up tightly, and then starts to make his way to the secret panel where he has a complete and total freak out when he sees that it's empty. And then there's another panic attack when he realizes that someone has seen his secret area.
Oh,
Are we talking about like a panic attack of oh god, I'm going to die?
More like he's lost thousands upon thousands of gold worth of artifacts, actual gold, and his secret compartment was found. Which means not
I
only
just
was
see Dr. Grant finding out that dinosaurs are real, and he's just like, oh god.
yeah, he's sort of doing the thing where he's spinning around wide-eyed looking at all of this.
Put your head between your knees and take a deep breath. Somebody get him a
But
bag.
anyway, so that was him. And we lost Matt again during all of this. So who else had anything? Frick, what are you doing downstairs?
I imagine it is like at first, like when he gets there and sees like basically not only is his like office clean, like everything's untouched. And I just imagine he's just like slowly just like his furry hand just going all over all the compartments, like I have missed you.
No.
Like this is he's basically addressing this contraption as if it's his own child.
And I'm sure you left 1 or 2 barrels around. So you probably have some nicely aged,
Fricktastic.
Oh yes, yeah.
the 3-month aged Fricktastic.
No, he's got oak barrels of Fricktastic aged 6 months. We should keep one back.
Oh, he
to
hasn't
keep
been
it
gone
aging.
quite that long, but
He's not like full on crowbar, crack it open and chug. He's not gonna be full on like I'm gonna forget all those 6 months in one gulp.
yeah. I like to think that he takes out like a little tasting mug first.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
mm,
'Cause he
okay.
never had time to
Then he
test
dumps
age.
his head in. All right. Well, that actually went smoother than I thought. I sort of figured that the whole Isaac Pierce thing was going to be a little bit more chaotic. But then
Maybe
again,
it's
I
because there's
also
only one person
expected you all to be there and kind of bushwhack him with this knowledge.
And that's why Viserys wanted to do this by himself.
It's probably better though. Can you just imagine waking up and being surrounded by a bunch of fucking people, like a giant wolf and a half orc,
Yeah.
Yeah. And a bugbear.
and a bugbear?
Okay. Well, like I said, that all went relatively smoothly. What are you guys up to now?
I was going to, if possible, go visit Randolph real quick.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
I have some stuff I gotta report.
Yeah. Okay. So you're making your way up there, and so when I'm going to say when you're going throughout the town, like I said, you notice that it's no longer soldiers that are protecting the place; it's all city watch. So
Okay.
there's a few things that have been updated. So when you get there,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, go.
Go ahead.
What was
No,
your
it's good.
question? All right, fine. So when you get up to the castle and you do your check-in, tell them who you want to talk to. They start to send you on your way, but first you're stopped by a clerk who says, "Oh, Mr. Nestor, we had a little bit of a complication with that last missive you sent in. We were unsure what code you were using, so we couldn't decipher what you were trying to say. If you're going to send any more reports, here is our current cipher. When you memorize it, burn it. It's made of paper that will burn very quickly and leave no trace."
Got it. Out of character, I used the cipher.
Do what now?
Out of character, did I use the cipher?
No, you were just sending a note. You didn't encrypt it. You just sent a note to your brother.
Mm-hmm.
But they were sitting there for a couple of days trying to figure out what code you were using.
Oh. Okay. Got it.
All right, Matt
Imagine what
is
they do when someone
updating his
just accidentally
PC.
sends someone actually sends like a grocery list. Like, what does milk mean?
Basically, yes. They could not make heads or tails of this message. It looked like a very personal, struggle from brother to brother, and they were trying to look through it for military secrets. And after
He's gonna
that,
walk away, and about halfway from walking away, he just starts laughing.
where did you get a manual of golems from, Viserys?
He actually picked that up from Kowal. She asked for it.
Okay,
Yep.
I didn't remember
And he
that.
gave
My
me-
bad.
And he gave it to me.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
me and my fancy wings.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. It's been a couple of months real life, so I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a manual of iron golems.
Okay. Okay. So, all right, back to Trevor, who was just given this. And if you want to try to memorize that, just after we'll do like an intelligence roll once a day until you memorize it, or you can just hide
Yeah.
it somewhere and hope that someone doesn't steal it from you. But
Oh, it's hidden.
no, I'm talking to Trevor right now
Oh, okay.
because he's the only one who's been given anything secret.
I'll
So,
hold on to it till I have it memorized.
but you can go on to see your brother now.
Yeah.
And when you get there, whenever you bring it up to anyone that you're there to see Captain Nestor, they started correcting you. Oh, you mean Commander Nestor?
Oh shit. Yeah.
Okay. Do you just want to go straight to him?
Yeah, if I can.
Yeah, you can. You just have to knock on the door, but he's not speaking to anyone, so he just says, "Enter."
I I will step in.
Okay. He's doing what he's usually doing and going over reports, and when he's not yelling at someone.
So, what's going on, Commander?
Well, it depends on exactly where you want to start. First off, we have an armada that is not allowing any ships into port,
Oh,
and on top, so that's why we've reinstated the city watch, and because I am no longer going to be dealing with that head on, I am resuming my official post as commander of the legions.
in other words, shit got real.
What do you have to report? I was told that your
Well,
last missive was not in any recognizable code. Make sure you get that corrected.
Yeah, that. Anyway, I'll report on what I found out over in the Duke's territory. That it seems like the military activity over there is rising more, and all the things that you talk
Yeah,
that you
like there
talked
was.
to me about that I was able to find.
Yeah, like there was more merchant traffic coming in, and they were, from what you could tell, just on a base, a cursory look. It seems like they were sort of rising, building up their military to try to match the need for it. So he just sort of leans back and says, "So, the traffic's not allowed to come directly here, so they have to sail all the way around there. Well, now that we've freed up an extra legion from guarding the city, maybe it would be good to let the Archduke know that no one within the kingdom is exempt from his benevolent aid, and we should send a legion or two up there to help him with his newfound influx."
Maybe not a bad idea. There, it was suspicious anyway.
Good work. And since we're getting back to actual military work, he will throw you a badge and says, "You will be on. You will not be. You will still just be reporting to me. You were on detached duty, let's say, Captain Astor.
What?
You are on. You will be doing whatever I need you to do. That you understand
Right.
the words, don't you?
Yep. He's just looking at the badge. Yep.
Yeah, you are. You are now Captain Astor. Now, let's be clear about military ranks. Obviously, captain would mean that, you're not the highest ranking. There are other captains.
I know.
Okay, because like I
Danny's
said,
aware rank.
yes, I just mean that there's been, like I said, we've been dealing with a unique situation before. So you are now, a captain, but you're not. You can use the, as your soldier background, basically.
Dope.
But you will, being on detached duty means that you're basically free to do whatever you need to do, however you need to do it. And you don't get to go around just, ordering. Unless
yeah.
there's an actual reason, you don't get to just round up a bunch of soldiers to do your job for you.
Right.
So, he just says, unless you have anything else, you're dismissed. He goes back to writing.
Good talk.
Wow. Oh god. Out of character, I'm just laughing my heart off.
Sorry, I'm trying to send something to Matt. because once he is actually in game, I can tell him what's going on with his side of the city. Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to do?
He just, before Trevor leaves, he'll just say, if you find yourself bored or needing to hit something, I'm debating learning how to fight the way you do.
We do have daily training. If you are intending to be in town, you are always welcome to join, as is any soldier. That doesn't mean you're actually good enough to fight like me.
I think I could take you, but
so you really have been getting hit in the head on your time away. You should probably go see a cleric.
I don't know. You're getting kind of old, Randy.
He just glares at you. Do you have anything to report, Captain?
No, sir. And he leaves.
Okay. The wisest decision you've made in the past 5 minutes.
And this is why Michael is probably the only person that Trevor has that's on his side.
Okay. Does
Wait, what'd
anybody
you say?
else have anything they wanted to around town?
Well, once Matt gets back, Michael's gonna take Trilak out shopping for clothing. So there's that.
He's
But,
having tech problems, so let's focus on what we can do now.
Let's try and get a Frick.
Ah,
We're gonna go shopping for work. You want to come with?
work. We just got home.
Yeah, but our badge expires in a month, and we got rent to pay.
Fine. As he finishes up his mug.
Trevor, Trilak, Tarak, you guys want to come with?
Yeah, sure. Nothing else is going on.
Viserius, you want to come see the Mercenary Guild?
Indubitably.
Yeah. On the earpiece, Michael will also say, we're heading out to the Mercenary Guild. Trevor, you want to meet us up with us there, and what's the news?
Will do.
Okay. So yeah, within the hour, you can all be over at the Mercenary Guild. Let me bring us over to the inside of the city map, just in case we need that for any reason.
Ready?
Attacked by raging trolls.
I just meant this way you can bring your icons if you're all in different parts of the city and we have to worry about logistics. It happens at times. Okay, so yeah, you guys head over to the offices of Mercenary Affairs. Are you updating everybody on what you know about the Armada blocking off the port?
Yes.
Okay. As you're going through the city, go ahead and give me some perception checks, guys. Let's see how much you're noticing this thing, because it's only been a month, but things are happening.
Oh,
Viserius will not take his head out of the book. Trevor is head.
I'm distracted by my new badge.
Yes, his head is reeling. Frick is. Frick, you're actually supposed to have decent wisdom, but you're thinking about all the new flavors you're going to brew. Tarak probably doesn't notice anything different, as he doesn't like big cities. Michael, however, you're noticing that the only people who have holy symbols out in plain view, they're all the same symbol. And I'm going to say with a 19, you can kind of tell yourself that you recognize the symbol of Bane.
Oh shit!
Oh,
And there's, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you more or less have to go through the temple district to get to where you're needing to be. But there's one guy out in the temple district, so like in the park area, who's just kind of ranting about, I warned you all for months now. I saw it in the clouds. The dragons were coming for us. Most people are kind of ignoring him, and a couple of members of the watch are like, seem to be debating whether or not, they should haul him in for public disturbance. But they're not assaulting him or doing anything just yet. It's more like, the crazy guy on the street. Do we really want to bother with this? He's not actually hurting anyone, but, well, he hasn't
Michael just
shut
walked
up in
up-
4 hours.
Michael just walks up to the crazy guy. What dragons?
I foretold it months ago, but no one ever believes in cloud divination. And he starts showing you the pictures he's been drawing. He is, as he just said, a cloud diviner. He divines the future by watching the shapes of clouds. As you can
What did he
see,
do?
the boat turned into a dragon, and then the dragon turned into a bomb. It is obvious that the dragons are coming for us. They've already blocked off the city.
Who's blocked off the city?
Well, you have already been told about the Armada.
Yeah, but I'm trying to
Okay.
dig from this
Yeah, all right,
guy.
just wanted to make sure of what you're aware of. He's like,
Yeah.
Where have you been, you fool? Everyone knows that the Dragon Armada has blocked out the port and they won't let anyone in.
The Dragon Armada of
Of dragons!
there's-
The Dragon Nation.
the Dragonborn Nation has blocked off the.
Well, it's the Dragon Nation is half dragons, dragons, dragonborn. They all kind of come from the same place.
Okay, they're going to have done this on very specific orders. Oh
Do you say that
Oh,
out loud?
no,
Okay.
no! Michael doesn't say that out loud. Michael
Okay.
just says that.
Well,
out
the
very
guy
quiet.
is just ranting about clouds and how they will tell the future if only you are patient and persistent enough. And he starts looking up at the clouds now, and it's basically just a
Listening to
sheet
this
of
guy?
gray, because that's what I have outside my window. It
What
looks
does this
it rained a few hours ago in the city, so now there's nothing spectacular to see. But he's just
What
like,
have,
it's a bad omen.
what have they? What does it foretell for the coming?
See, cloud divination isn't exactly a precise linear time frame. It took months for this to happen. And to be honest, it's sort of the first time any of them have had a tangible result, and that's why I'm trying to share my findings with people, but they're still not listening. He grabs you by the shoulders. You're the first person who's ever actually taken the time to listen. You are my disciple.
Can I slide up to Michael?
I will teach you all that I know. First,
That's when Michael knew that he's gone too far.
we must watch the clouds. And he just stares at the unchanging sheet of gray clouds.
Can
They
I
say
slide
that
up
we
to
are going
Michael?
to be covered by darkness.
Does this guy still have his stuff on him?
Well, he's kind of got a random collection of things, so be specific about what he has on him.
Michael's just going to try and nick the divination song.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Nope.
Well, hold on. He is a crazy guy. He smacks your hand like, no, you're not ready for this. You must learn the secret art of cloud divination that I came up with 2 years ago. It is an ancient and complex science. You are not
Doesn't
ready
mean
yet
if you
to
came up
see
with
the
it 2
notes.
years ago. How is it ancient if you came up with it 2 years ago?
Time is relative.
And it's pretty relative that it's not ancient.
May we
I
proceed?
will meet you.
It's obvious
I will
this
meet
guy
you.
is.
I will meet you when the sun is high upon the mountaintops, and we will go together. And you will teach me your ways. But until then, go and wait for me.
Yes. And he just starts yelling at the next person.
I'm fairly certain that my uncle hunted almost every single dragon around here since before I was born. The guy's nuts.
Yes, he is obviously correct.
Beware
yes, he
the
has.
crabs. They were next in the telling.
I just
You
look
should-
at the watch and just shake my head.
Michael just mumbles under his breath, maybe you shouldn't go to the red light district anymore while walking.
Oh, one little side thing. Cloud divination is something I was actually working on, and that's where all this came from. I saw these clouds. I wrote it out. I just can't find those notes, but it's all true. Okay, back into the real world where this guy is just shouting about the clouds. Like, if one is true, then they all must be true.
It doesn't work that way.
He is an
Keep
untrained
walking.
disciple. Don't listen to him.
I shall be right back. I need to go take out the trash.
Okay. So the rest of you,
The profit off the.
There's a great reading in that dumpster there. Don't mind the cinder block I'm putting on top
Yeah.
of it.
trash divination will come later, I'm sure. It's
I
right
thought
up
that's
there.
what goblins did.
See, there's tea leaves, and then there's refuse readings. There are many ways to divine the future.
That was confusing.
Okay. Actually, while we got Matt here, let's just jump over to his time with his business, and then that'll give us a chance to everybody coming back. So we rewind just a little bit. Trilak, you have re-entered the city, and you basically wanted to go and talk to Crane right away.
Yes.
Okay. Well, when you get to where his office was in the Punk District, it's now a burnt out husk. But it doesn't take you long to figure out where he is, because he tried to leave word where he could be found. He now has an office in Lower Skin. So it won't take you that long to get there. And he just has a little sign that reads, Crane's Exports. You go in, he's there going through some papers, and he's got two guards at each side of his desk. One is a figure in big hulking armor. The other one has more of the mage look about him.
Hello, Crane.
Ah, welcome back, Wolf. It's been quite a while.
Sorry, say that again.
He just says, it's been quite a while. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. It is. I'm back. Might I ask what happened?
Just one sec. Well, that's going to be a bit of a long story, because a lot of things have happened. And at this point in time, has Trilak heard about the Dragon Armada?
No.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't remember.
let's see. You left, a little over a month ago. So at first I was going to try to do some work to get our particular product exported to other areas. But then a whirlpool destroyed all of the ships I would normally have used for that sort of work. So that was a minor setback. But then the Dragon Armada sort of resolved that, because now nobody can export via the docks. and everyone I used to use for any sort of exporting work will not go into the underground undercity tunnels anymore. So that's really hampered our attempts to get outside of the city. Uh, and then let's see, we have a couple more competitors who recently sprang up. So we're it's going to be a little while before you actually see your profits. We're not losing money, but it's getting harder to expand.
That is understandable. What products do we have, if we have any left over?
Oh, we're still doing okay. It all goes to the distributor, and he sells it from there. We've actually some of the younger nobles have taken to spiking their wine with it, and that's become a little bit of a craze. So, yeah, we're doing okay in that regard.
I see.
Oh, and then the old office burned down, but that's okay because this is a better part of, this is a safer part of town, and we're okay here.
Was that vandalism or was that...
He just kind of looks at you. It's like it was a fire.
So, an accident, correct?
We don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's fire. It could have been somebody who passed out while smoking something. It could have been someone who was just setting things on fire because they were bored. Nobody really cares what happens in the punk district as long as it stays in the punk district.
Well, I'm glad we moved up, even if it's slightly. Alright, I will see about getting more funds for you.
Oh, don't worry about sinking anything in. Like I said, things are we're holding steady, but if we can find a way to get product outside of the city, we'll probably make more money. But like I said, everybody just once the Rat Man sort of vacated the sewers, I thought, oh, we're going to be able to get back down in there, but then somebody had the bright idea of releasing a bunch of oozes to clean it up, and now nobody wants to deal with it anymore. And that's, the mapped out tunnels nobody is willing to use, and so like I said, getting this outside of the city is suddenly a problem.
Right, so... new competitors have arisen, but that is not a problem, seeing as no one can get any product out.
Yeah, we're all just fighting for space here.
If I was to get the oozes cleaned out, what would that give us?
He just starts to chuckle. Yeah, right. Wait, are you
Am I
actually...
laughing?
Okay, I guess if you could get the tunnels safe, I could go to some of my old exporting associates.
All right.
But the problem is, if you clean out the oozes, something else is just going to take over. The government kind of had the idea that, hey, if you confine a bunch of oozes to the sewer, it keeps the refuse cleaned up. But it also eats people, so it's been a good way to dispose of people.
Yes.
But he's just kind of like starts flipping through his notes, and he pulls out one that's sort of like the underground tunnels. Like, we don't have a whole lot map, but we do have enough that can let us start moving product in and out of the city a little bit more freely. We need somebody to then hold it to make sure that only we were using it, and you only have so many people who are brave enough to use those. Legend says that there's like a whole network of tunnels, and that if you can if you can get control of them all, you could do anything inside the city. Like, maybe we could even cash in on some of those higher end bounties if we could ever get inside the castle, but that's a little ambitious for me. I never cared to go that far. And nobody's ever willing to map out the whole of the underground. There's whatever part the Rat Man held, that was about as far as anybody was willing to go. There's some really scary stuff. If were rats were afraid to go deal with something, the rest of us are staying clear of it.
Well, I'm not aware of that. So, order of business. Get me any known possible mappings that we do have of the underground sewers. I want to see any possible places we can make outposts. We can make any sort of movement.
He does. He can show you what he's got. I don't have it. You do know that I don't think you spent too much time in the sewers yourself, but you do know that some of your friends had some dealings down there with the were rats once upon a time. And from what you can look and just time you've lived here, you know that the underground element always uses a certain amount of the tunnels. But is outside of what the were rats held, there's not really what you would consider to be an outpost, unless you want to go and explore more, which Crane doesn't advise because he points to one part of the map where it's just stay away, deady here. He's like, whatever is undead down there, we leave alone for, purposes of survival.
All right. So, need to deal with the Dragon Armada or get that resolved.
He just starts laughing at that one. Yeah, you and every other wannabe tinkerer out there. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. The kingdom has a little bit of a reward if anybody can take care of that. So some of them are trying to find a way under the Armada. The problem is they'll let anybody leave. It's coming back that's a problem. So a few people are trying to get creative and go underneath the boats.
Right. Try to say certain things for a moment. Well, they're willing to let anyone out, right?
Yeah, they just won't let anybody back in. Something about, I guess they decided that was a good enough way to weaken the economy or something, and then they don't have to actually go to war with anybody. There hasn't been any offense as long as people don't try to go through them. There was that airship that got in, but again, that was supposed to have been some elven nobility diplomat. I don't think even they want to go to war with the elves unless they need to.
So, is there any information on the Armada at all that you know of?
They're boats filled with dragon people, and they have cannons.
So the problem is getting back in.
Yes. Everybody has to go around to another port, and then they have to come into town, and most of them just go to the bigger cities, and we're not getting as much import here. Fortunately, we got it's not really like it's cutting off what we need to do our job. Al's got everything he needs, and the lab is hidden away, so that's good. It's only if you want actual, imported items that are now skyrocketing in value.
Be right back.
Okay. I'll have to see if I can get any information on the ships, numbers, etc. And I'll see if I can participate with anything that will help out of situation. Thank you for keeping everything under control. Whilst I was away. I'll see you at the later date.
Yeah, he just nods and goes back to his work. Okay.
And I'm going to find Trevor.
Okay. So now we will jump back to where everybody was together, and
I have a quick out of character question.
sure.
Can you explain the Armada again for quick?
Okay. Let's go back over to the big map. I should have put something like this out on here because Michael, you would have also noticed that there is an airship. But basically, let's say let me see if I can find some boat icons real quick. Like, all right, we're just going to use these because they're free. So basically, they set up. It's a few miles out from the dock, but there's just there are boats there, and the way they set themselves up is they've made it so that nobody can get into the Capitol dock.
Okay.
As far as like the numbers like what Trilak wanted, nobody has gone out far enough and come back to give any real detail. All they know is that the Dragon Nation has said no one gets in anymore.
Okay.
Like I said, they're not cruel about it. They're not openly attacking anybody. They just said you can't pass. And most people are like, yeah, we're not screwing with an entire, military occupation here.
Okay. I know.
But yeah, and sorry, I forgot to bring it up there. But yes, the airship is not exactly hard to see. They are uncommon, but not unheard of. Okay, so now everybody is back together. Man is screaming about clouds.
Trevor,
Yep.
can I speak to you for a moment in private?
I mean, we're out in the open right now, but what's up?
I'd like to speak in private.
Okay. There's a.
I take him to an inn, buy a room, go into the room.
Okay, that'll cost you 5 silver.
Why don't we just go in one
They
of the
just say,
alleyways?
so you want to rent it by the hour? Okay, we don't ask questions.
I mean, there's also plenty of alleyway talk.
Just follow.
What's wrong?
I sit him down on the bed opposite me and I sit down. Right. I am coming to you because you know more of this. Well, hopefully you do, more than anyone I know. My business is having trouble. I think all businesses are having trouble now that we can't get anything into this.
And you also know that I completely disapprove and disagree with your business.
Yes, I know. But there are a lot of things that I disapprove of the town, of the city. But it does not matter. What matters is dealing with this problem. And information would be helpful for both of us. As I've learned a few things.
Okay.
So what I have been told is that the Ratmen have been evicted and replaced with oozes. Now, you would probably know, are these oozes property of the kingdom, or are they just now oozes that are now in there, in the sewers?
Well, as far as I know, the Ratmen weren't evicted. They were found other means of living. As for the oozes, I can't say. I can't think of. Most large cities have them in the sewer for sanitary.
Yes, but from my reports, they have been put in there, one, to keep the sewers clean, but many of the areas in which the Ratmen thrived are now gone and filled with ooze.
Okay.
If we can clear those of the ooze, I can, one, probably get some supplies into the city, maybe. Or perhaps stuff out of the city that would be of use.
I mean, that's already being taken care of by the military. The commander's already working on that stuff.
And who is the commander?
My brother.
So who is the captain?
Hi.
Hi.
One of them, anyway.
I
Trilak,
see.
you've lived in the city long enough that and you weren't here for this explanation. You would recognize that the previous guards of the town were all Legion soldiers, but now that's basically been replaced by an official city watch. So it's a slightly different structure. They wear different uniforms, but you've been here long enough to know the difference just by seeing them. Okay, continue. Sorry. That I think that's got everybody up to date.
Oh, well, it is a pleasure to know that you're moving up in the world.
Eh,
I understand that you disapprove of my work, of what I am trying to do.
but
But
I'm
it is
also
not-
keeping it a secret.
Well, you could jail me right here, right now, if you'd like.
No reason to, really. There's more important things to worry about.
That we can agree on. The main reason is clearing that armada. And seeing as, from what I heard, they're not attacking us.
Nope,
So-
they're basically, in unkind words, starving the city. Kind of.
So they have not yet declared war.
Not officially, but some minds might see that as an act of war. Not gonna say whose minds.
Well, well, I think it's about a month or two now. I may or may not have wrecked the dock.
What?
It was a while ago.
You what?
Well, not the entire dock. Do not worry, not the entirety.
Well, clearly, but still.
Well, I got rid of those people who started to fight against us. I stopped them from
Against
bringing
us or you?
us. And I say us, and I mean us.
Wait, the
personally.
smugglers?
The smugglers. They will not
What?
return. Okay. Take a look at what I've done. Look at what Michael has done. And Rihanna.
Okay, fair point. Continue.
Thank you. When in doubt, refer to them too.
I try not to, but continue.
And I have been told that was not a problem. But the capability I had was I wrecked not only one entire dock, but at least 3 ships of the
Good
smugglers'
to know.
ships. Yes, it is good to know. But what I want to
Continue.
know is if I'm able to do that, just a single one of me, what is our army capable of? Could they simply just destroy that barricade, that line?
Well, yes, but pretty much that'd be us firing the first shot of war.
Yes. it
And
could.
kind of the last thing the city needs right now is to fight a war on all sides. You got one on land and one possibly in the sea. Pick your battles. And don't blow up anything else.
That I agree. I would not blow up anything else. On
Or
other
whirlpool
hand-
anything else. Or sink more ship. Or create more illegal substances. The ice is thin, man. It can only protect you so much.
You're saying this to me.
Yes.
Protecting me.
From legal action, yes. Or
Legal
illegal
action.
is something.
I have not done anything illegal.
I beg to differ on that.
Yes, well, you're not going to tell me in either way, so it does not matter right now.
Just don't blow anything else up.
Again, not my style. I chuckle softly. Look, Trevor. This party of ours, yes, it is chaotic. But chaos is a natural thing. Okay?
But we can pick and choose when we make our own chaos.
And I chose to destroy a dog. I brought my own chaos.
Fair point.
Thank you. Now,
That wasn't a compliment, but continue.
I'll take it as such. What I'm trying to get at is, do we have... Yes, it would be us firing the first shot. But would it be us firing the first shot if they couldn't identify who did it?
Well, I mean, they would probably just assume that it was the city. We don't even know why they're here yet. And a lot of bad things happen on assumptions. Look at the Temple District.
Yes, I am very well aware. They're clearly starving the city, stopping any imports. How
But we
far
also
are we
don't
going
know
to-
why. I think
Well,
Michael has a
clearly
small idea, but
Is it a small idea or is it conspiracy?
I can't tell with him anymore.
It's always a conspiracy.
Probably, but
Was that your griffin?
I think that was my phone beeping out of character. But continue.
Hey,
I put that in.
no. Let's make that the sound of Tiberius chirping in character.
Okay.
So, I'm just trying to find solutions, aiding in any way that I can with my resources.
Okay, I can respect that. Please don't blow anything else up at the docks.
I won't need to. That sent a message to the smugglers, and now they are gone. As far as I'm aware, they have not made any sort of attempt. Look, the point is I'm trying to help the best I can.
Right.
So, because this is not good for anyone. Not good for my business,
No.
not good for the general population at all. So, is there anything that my people could do to help yours? Is there any information that is needed?
That hasn't already been collected? Probably not right now.
Right. Have any of your, well, since we've been gone, have any of your, what would you say now at this point? Any of your, commandees? I do not know what you'd call them. But have
Soldiers, higher ups. What?
have any of them delved into the serum that I have created? That I had made?
Probably not. I mean, that I know of. I don't know very many of them personally that actually like me, so.
Could that possibly help? You know of the effects that the serum has given people. I've explained it to you, and you have probably seen it in action. I think Rihanna used it at one.
I don't think that's a great idea.
Well, it makes one stronger, tougher, for the amount of time. I have been informed, now you did not hear this from me, that a few young nobles have dipped into it.
Oh.
Again,
You're just full of great news for me. Thank you.
it's better than Rihanna and Michael, isn't it?
We're
What?
kind of at it. We're on thin ice.
We're always on thin ice. Trevor.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I would, but I can't be asked. So, again, my serum could possibly, if you would allow it, be used in the military, be used in the guard.
That's way above my pay grade.
But you can get someone who can get it authorized.
No.
It is not illegal. Because it is
Well, it's not
a
approved, so it's illegal.
Well, that is a very biased way of saying it.
That's kind of how things work. And anything like used military-wise is legally provable by one person. And do you really want to take that idea to him? Think about it.
Well, I don't know.
The
Would
smart
your
answer
brother-
is no.
Yes, but when do we actually work off intelligence here?
Let me give you an example of what might happen. Hey, Commander, we have this new illegal thing that was made from distilled rage that you won't even get past that before you're thrown out his window.
Yeah, well, your brother is kind of the brash type, isn't he?
Stressed, I think.
Well, I think he needs a vacation then. I think we all do at this point. So my serum would not be of any use because it is currently, for some reason, illegal. Yes, it is made from distilled rage, but you can reference that to anything. You can say that every sword that is made is evil because one bad person made one. Or used one.
We'll just go with yes.
Fine. So there's nothing I can do for you, there's nothing you can really tell me. Is that what this conversation has concluded?
Well, I found out a lot of whole new things about you.
That, and that being?
Anything else? Anything else I need to know about? Anything else like being illegally made? Like, is there a smuggling ring you're now king of?
No. Well, now that you mention it,
Oh.
I say jokingly. Look, Trevor, we all see things differently. You see it as bad, I see it as good. Yes, it came from rage, but I'm making it better. I'm making it my own.
Which is fine in theory. But you gotta remember where you are. Things are strict here. And it's kept people safe.
And people burn to ashes in temples.
Well, I mean,
In any
I'm
case,
saying anyway. That's a conversation for when I'm drunk.
oh, trust me, I do not want to see you drunk.
The last time, yeah, no.
So, thank you for having this conversation with me.
Yeah, it's been great.
Well, at least
think
I'm
there's
being
still-
honest.
I
Forthcoming.
appreciate honesty. I do appreciate honesty.
And what else were you going to say?
I think that's it.
All right then. Well, come on, Lynn, darling.
Don't,
If then
please.
I
still have my
sense of humor.
I still have my reputation. Barely.
And sleeping with a giant wolfkin will break that.
Kinda.
Well, people are
I mean,
very,
no offense.
very prejudiced. No worries.
How long have you been in this city again? Please don't blow anything else up. Don't sink any more ships. Don't make any more substances.
You know, one day you're going to ask me to do all those.
And when that day happens, you can tell me I told you. But in the meantime,
Bloody hell, Pete.
I've been reading that this entire time. And the next time you need to talk, you really don't need to rent an in-room for an hour. Just pull me into an alleyway. It wouldn't be the first time somebody dragged me and kicked my ass. I'm used to it.
Yes, but I can lock the door. You're not going to attack me if I lock a door, will you?
Do you remember what happened the last time you locked the door?
I locked the door and I tried to think about what the hell Mike was going on about. Then I went through said door. Then I was banished out of the manor, and then people thought I was a traitor. And yes, you think I...
So maybe don't lock any more doors for a while.
Yeah, well, next time somebody gets panicky over me locking a door, I will unlock the door.
Probably a good idea.
Or send them through the door instead. Depends
I mean,
on the...
I've been in a few fights in my life, so.
Anyway, thank you for the conversation. I think you need a drink.
I need a vacation. Anyway, we should probably get back to the others. I don't think it's a good idea to leave them by themselves for this long. I'm kind of afraid of what they got into. They don't have Rihanna to babysit them.
You want Rihanna to babysit them?
At this point, yeah.
So as you're leaving, the innkeeper is deliberately obscuring his vision so that he doesn't see who just went into the room for an hour.
I don't even think it was an hour.
He doesn't ask he's not asking questions. He knows that a human male and a wolfkin went into the room. He doesn't want to know any. He doesn't want to be able to even remotely have this information taken from him. Was anyone listening at the door?
Was there?
That's what I'm asking because I just saw his note. Oh, okay. He was just asking who was listening among the group. Is your conversation over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you do leave. Now you guys can head over to the Office of Military Affairs, Mercenary Affairs. The only other thing that you'll notice along the way, and this might interest you, Frick, is that someone is setting up a museum exhibit of sorts. It looks like it's sort of a traveling thing.
Is it just like us we're like walking to our destination?
Yeah, it's sort of like in a clear space of the temple area, like the big park off to the side. They basically set up like a temporary space for this exhibit to be, or they've rented an empty room in Crafter's Circle at the edge. It is on the way, basically. Okay, but now you guys are free to continue.
Yeah, so Frick will just take a note of that, but doesn't want to just depart from the group, so he follows the group, but he takes note of that.
Okay. Yeah, it'll probably be there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys are heading on to the office?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. When you get there, it's sort of the usual. There's a little bit of comings and goings, but you're able to speak to someone about are you turning in a job or are you taking a job?
We're taking one.
Okay, what job would you like?
Well, anything high paying, possibly risks of suicide, and generally saving.
And he takes a deep sigh. What's your group name?
The passables?
Mm,
Well, no, more like the expendables.
I don't have any record of that group name. We do have some simple quests that you can do to prove yourself, and we'll recommend jobs based on that. I should point
That's
out
it.
no one has shown that you're already
My-
official.
Michael does
Oh.
ship badge at last.
Okay. Well, there's whatever jobs I've already got posted on the board. There's always bounties if you have anything you want to turn in. That if you just want to go out and hunt things, we pay bounties on various monsters.
wasn't there a bounty on the basilisk that we collected parts for?
Yeah, but nobody.
Out of character.
Yeah, there was, but nobody mentioned anything about turning that bounty in 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you
I
only
remember
collect.
we collected parts to turn it in.
Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody mentioned
And-
stopping by and turning in the bounty. So
I thought that was here. Anyway.
Yeah, I thought that we were going to do that here.
well, there's first off, the parts wouldn't have kept for that trip. You would have had very
Okay.
smelly basilisk tails. But if you don't, and there's offices in every major city, so you can turn a quest in, wherever you're hunting.
Gotcha.
But if you don't mention it, I don't think about it. So therefore, you haven't officially done any work on behalf of the kingdom.
Okay. Yeah.
And whatever jobs
Well-
I've got posted in the handout.
We've got some basilisk tails to turn in, but also we need some high-paying work, very high-paying work. If you've got any on.
You can go and kill some dragons and turn in them for the bounty. Andy doesn't remember what's on the worksheet, so
Kyle has not seen the worksheet.
it's under the handouts. I've always had it
Andy's
there.
looking at
Yeah.
I'm gonna point at the one on the wall that says "Purple Worm." Let's do this.
I thought we had done that. Let's do that then. Okay, let's grab that one. As well, has there been any sort of message from the Dragon Armada about what their demands are to the city?
That's a military affair, and we're not contracting that out at this time. Now, if you are an inventor, that's a totally different thing. But we are not contracting out anybody to go out and start a fight with an army.
I kind of side-eye Trilec.
So, like I say, if you are turning in, and if you have done any hunting, then and then there's whatever reports for things we have.
He hands over the basilisk tails.
Which
Okay.
have started to smell horrible and are kind of gross, and you just drop them on. And he looks at him, it's like, you really should have turned this in at a local office. You don't have to keep them for a month. Someone open a window.
Oh dear. I thought wet dog smelled bad.
And because I didn't know you were going to do this, I have to try to find what the payment on basilisk tails is.
5 gold each.
Okay, because you brought them in some very gross ones. They're tempted to pay you less money, but they'll give you your 10 gold. And mostly they just like, okay, now, next time maybe don't drop them on my desk like this.
Next time I'll remember parchment paper and some perfume.
He just stares at you.
Right.
I'm going
That
to need
way
to get
for the
somebody in here to disinfect this or burn it.
Michael uses prestidigitation and cleans up the entire desk. Better?
Barely. Cleaning up your own mess doesn't actually get you any credit around here.
Sorry. I'll just take the purple worm.
Well, that's just a
And-
bounty, so feel free to go out and hunt them if you can find them.
Where is the handouts?
It's underneath your character sheet page. Under journal, there's handouts. I have job offers. So
Would the flyer have the location of where this creature could be found?
unless they had actual reports, no, you would just have to go and try to, like, purple worms. I think you probably know enough to understand that, you know, they're found in rocky regions. They're burrowers, so they're basically, you know, they can be found underground in the Underdark. Like I said, things like that, or they just have standard bounties on. If you can find one and kill it, they'll pay you for it because they don't want them to start to spread.
Could the group have a bit of a conference for a second?
Yeah.
We'll take the bounty. I pull them into an alleyway and look at Trevor. Okay, so has everyone seemed to have forgotten about Victor?
Could you repeat that?
Has everybody seemed to have forgotten about Victor?
No, I
Oh,
haven't.
no.
Me, I won't.
I've been keeping tabs on him.
Victor
Good.
who?
So, it is a long story. We'll fill you in when you can, or when we feel asked to. So, why aren't we going after him?
Because right now we kind of have a giant armada at the city ports, and we need to deal with that. And we kind of haven't really dealt with him very well in the past, so I think it would be better if we kind of pulled our heads out of our asses before we went after him.
And you have yet to do that.
I have a very deep anus.
Think
No,
about
Trellick,
your words, please.
I think we'd all appreciate it if you'd get off your high horse for a moment.
Who? Who get off the... Oh, it's a metaphor. Okay. Sorry, I'm thinking literal right now.
Okay. No, we need to sort out some of the immediate issues that we've caused before we go off to get him. And even then, we don't have an actual plan on how we're going to handle him. And if we're going to handle him, we need to first figure out our own strengths, overcome our weaknesses, or at least find out a way to turn them into strengths, and then go after him.
Weakness, do not let you plan. Do not let you take command and make plan. There.
Well, I mean, I think pretty much everybody here has fucked up in that direction more than once at this point, so we can't blame one person.
Just don't run off. How about that? Don't run off alone.
I have.
So we need to deal with problems now, such as the Armada. The conversation me and Trevor had, there's nothing we can do about that.
Well, has anybody actually noted what their demands are so that they can break this?
Andy, was that told to me? Like, we don't know why they're there.
No, they've sent no word to the
Okay.
kingdom, and no one has. They've been there for a few weeks, and nobody's really gone out to talk to them either.
So the kingdom hasn't sent any emissaries or anything?
No, they view this as a military action, so they haven't been quick to send anybody out.
I mean, somebody might volunteer for it.
Sure, you can always go out there and talk to them if you want.
Michael will volunteer for.
No.
Not any of us, because no offense, Viserius, you're very charismatic, but
I seriously think it's because of the stuff of the temple. If I can actually do something to save people for once, I think that's my responsibility to be able to do that.
Michael, as far as I'm concerned, your form of diplomacy is offering people marshmallows, and I don't think they take that.
and I also
could
don't really
bring a-
recommend going and presenting your neck to my brother. I really don't recommend that either.
I wasn't going to do that. There does.
So there-
Yeah, well, we've seen what he can do with Nyx.
Yes, we have. I would suggest I could send a message over to the king, but we'd have to figure out what their actual demands are, what their reason, what it would take for them. Not a truck full, but frick, it would be an entire warship full of marshmallows. A warship full. But no, and plus they have fire breath; they could roast them. But okay, joking aside, no, I think we really need to know what their demands are in order to stop the blockade. And if they're coming from the Nation of Dragons fully, the Nation of Dragons would definitely be seeing Bahamut as their patron god, and Bahamut would probably request them as a sort of religious crusade to get justice. Then we need to figure out what the demands are. And if that is the demand, then we need to figure out some way for the nation itself to offer up an apology. And for
Good luck with that.
justice. I could speak with Angela, but I don't think that she's going to really want to talk with me after all these years.
I could present the idea, but I mean, it's a good thought. Like, maybe there is a way to settle that peacefully, and then we deal with the stuff on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
Not us, but
Hold on, let me get my thoughts straight. Are you saying that that these could be worshippers of Bahamut seeking revenge?
Or justice, not revenge, justice. Bahamut does not work on revenge, really. He's a god of justice, of lawful justice. And
I mean,
And you're assuming that because they're dragonborn that they worship Bahamut.
well, I'm working off of the assumption that I've had two silver dragonborn paladin come at me with assassination orders from Bahamut himself, and this might be, a further action in regards to that.
it's probably a safe bet.
When life
I-
gives you evidence, you kind of work with what you got.
I don't think they would send an entire armada for a simple temple.
An entire religion being banned out of a kingdom, yeah, they probably would see that as an attack against
Oh.
their faith.
Yes, but it's still. Well, maybe that.
Or maybe it's something else unrelated. We don't know. But if we don't make contact, we don't know.
And
Then-
And so far, each side seems content not making contact, but I mean, I don't really. Like I said, I can present the idea. It's an interesting thought. It's a good thought, I think. But there's. Don't want to accidentally piss off either side
I'll,
even more.
I'd suggest me going with you to speak with Angela about it, but I don't really know how
It
she
wouldn't
would.
be going through Angela.
Well, Angela probably would have more of a pull with the king than most other, because
We'll most likely be talking to the commander.
Yeah. And Michael, no offense, she'd probably talk to me over you.
yeah, that's true.
So I guess it's decided. We take this to the commander, propose it. Once it's proposed, that we make contact with the quote unquote hostile enemy, whatever you want to call them. Once contact is made, we find out what they want. Give
We
them what they
don't
want.
sink any ships.
We tried to do this with as little, possibly no bloodshed at all.
Then we should not take you.
I just look at Trilak. What did we just talk about? If anybody's not getting on a boat, I can think of 3 people.
Well, I did mine because it was an accident, to be honest with you. I tried to contain it, it did not contain. So, anyway, what I'm...
That just proves my point further.
Shh, just...
Anyway,
If they
Anybody
want to
else
find
have-
out who was the cause of it, so, Michael, your actions indirectly caused what happened to happen. If they found out it was you, you would probably be killed or sent to them to be killed. Is that not what would? Is that not what would happen?
Yeah,
So we're not taking
I'm-
you
I'm
because we don't want you to die.
Cost of an entire nation versus one person, making right an entire situation where hundreds died. I'm kind of okay with this, even though it means my life would end.
Yeah, besides, it's his choice to make.
If that is the reasoning for it, but we need to establish contact.
it could be a
And-
completely different reason as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why it ends up being that this is the real. If you guys don't want me dead, we need to find a way to actually stage an entire execution and get an official apology out of the king to make this right. And I mean stage my execution as in we don't actually execute me, but everybody thinks that I'm actually dead.
Or we get the king to unban the religion.
Eh,
What? It looks at Trevor at that point. Why are you so against that one? They did
What?
nothing. They did nothing wrong. They have.
We post the blame on Victor.
I don't think it's gonna work.
If we let her is gone from the kingdom, then those things that he was keeping away from the kingdom actively then know that he's no longer here, and they might actually try to take over. We need to keep this as quiet as possible. So we don't pin it on Victor. We just pin it on me, and then we make me disappear. And we do stuff for the kingdom. But with me not being actively alive, just me still being with you guys, but under a different name.
Mysterious? Frick? Derek? Any ideas?
I think we broke someone.
I think it's a city problem, and the city needs to deal with it, not us.
We are part of the city.
Now, I
We
still
are its
can't
people.
believe that the government has not sent an emissary to speak on their behalf.
Frick, what's your words on this?
Frick,
Yeah.
you know your homemade drink?
Yeah.
How many people have you had it? How many people have tested it to see if it's actually good?
Define
so.
testing.
We had an entire keg the first time that it matured. I can't remember the evening. It was that good that I took part.
So,
Out of character, are we walking and talking? We're not standing in one place, are we?
We're in an alleyway. away from
Alleyway.
the front guys.
perhaps as a sign of peace, we could get them some fricktastic. Send that off with the emissary.
Armada's worth
This
of
is-
Frick Tax.
I'm just spitballing at this point.
I think we all are.
Hey, if it sticks to the wall, it works.
as you're all standing there, you start hearing a loud noise, and you look over and you see a large construct being piloted by a goblin with several barrels strapped to his back just walk by.
What the hell?
Oh god, he's going to try and attack the armada.
Okay. But will he float?
No, he won't.
Then he's not going to attack the Armada.
Unless,
He's going to take one step off the dock and fall into the water.
unless he's actively found a way to enchant the construct with a way to levitate on the water, which at this point I probably wouldn't put past this.
Or he could simply just use a boat.
Where'd Tiberius go?
He saw a bird and he flew off after it.
No, that was Trevor. It's like, where'd he go? He'll be back.
You can see him chasing the bird
Oh.
from rooftop to rooftop.
That is so fucking cute.
Michael
I fear
goes.
for that bird.
Michael goes away from the group to try and speak with the goblin in the giant construct. Hey,
Well, you're gonna have to, run to flag him down.
Michael runs to flag this guy down.
Yeah. Okay. So he turns to you. He's wearing goggles that make his eyes look 2 times bigger. Yeah. What do you want, Hume?
Where are you going?
He kind of looks a little bit indignant. You're not a part of the watch. Why do I need to answer your questions? I'm not doing anything wrong.
I know that you're not doing anything wrong. I just want to know because it's not every day that you see such nice craftsmanship.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Ass kissing always works.
Nice craftsmanship. It just turns out he's on stilts with a bucket on his head.
I never said it was a good construct.
It's a cardboard transformer.
Okay. He looks very proud of himself. He's like, "Oh, I was just going outside the city wall so that I could test some new inventions."
Like, just going on your way out to test that thing out on.
Well, yeah, I work here, so my boss has it set up so that we can go outside when we need to test things that are too dangerous to be tested inside the city.
So, what's this made for?
Well, it's a secret. I can't tell you about my new latest secret invention.
You're walking through the middle of the town in it. It's not that much of a secret anymore.
Well,
I
not
would
the
think.
construct. That's just what gets me there. I'm not walking all the way outside the city. And besides, some people don't really like goblins in the city, so it's for my own protection.
Out of character. This guy wears a mobile armor to get through town because he's people attacking him.
I
That
just
is actually
said
quite
it's
horrendous.
I just said he was piloting a construct. I never said it was armor. All right, the way it looks, is mostly for hauling heavy stuff. Like he's got a cart rigged up to it, but he's got like barrels strapped to the back of it too.
What's in the barrels?
Well, that's part of my secret invention that I can't tell you about.
But I want
But
to
you
see.
can.
He's like a
Because
toddler. But
You've made such an incredible, beautiful, and strong construct that I need to know what else you're working on. Just because you don't see beauty of this caliber walking through a town any given.
Well, this is just a simple thing that we threw together just for hauling stuff. But if you go over to Tink's Constructs, then you can see all the really good stuff we've made.
Out of character, isn't that where we got the
Yes, it
clockwork
is.
horse?
Yeah. And you recognize this as Bugger.
Bugger?
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, that's Michael saying that
Okay.
like out loud. Bugger?
My fame has preceded me.
Dude, you built our clockwork horse. What are you working on now, man?
Well, give me another persuasion roll with advantage because he's very happy with you. Okay. He kind of looks around, make sure there's not too many people listening. Then he has to lean over, but he's still not exactly talking quiet. Well, I'm working on a new transportation system, if you must know. It's possibly could be used in siege warfare when you need to get over walls.
Ooh.
That's all I can say.
Just a giant catapult.
I will say anybody who wants to can give me a perception or investigation to take a look at the gear, and depending on your roll, I'll tell you what you see.
Now I roll decently.
Yeah.
I just see a bunch of soldiers in a catapult. Pew!
Okay.
Turns out it's better than that seesaw with the heavy rocket one in.
Well, basically, it looks like he's got large metal sheets, and I'm going to say with those perceptions, you think that you smell blasting powder in the barrels.
You're not going to launch yourself like a bullet over the walls, are you?
He just sort of looks at you. I really need to get back to work, and starts moving on again.
Bugger! Just give me a hug before you go.
At that, he puts the thing into high gear.
I'll see you later. I need another horse because you make the best.
You'll see him later. He'll be flying over the wall.
He just takes off, heading towards. There's basically like a back entrance for large things to come through. Like you come through the main gate, he has access to another gate that he looks like he's heading to.
Ow, my belly.
I'm fully expecting to see like a goblin ball.
Just here.
No. He launches himself out of the cannon, and then as soon as he gets over the wall, I can just imagine like this tiny parachute deploying out from him as well, and then like this spell of air tunneling into a soft landing.
I'm waiting for to see like the smoke clouds as Eat It Joe's like as he's flying.
Hi,
I
baby.
heard
What
the
you
saying
doing?
when pigs fly. Never thought of a goblin.
Tiberius has just returned, having not captured the bird.
Hi, buddy.
So
Thought
Yeah,
protect.
try to get the kingdom to send over an emissary to ask what the Dragon Armada wants in order for it to go. And we try to aid in such a way that we don't screw things up, because we actually have done that.
Yup.
Who was there when I got into the suit?
We all
In the
were.
suit?
Everybody knows about your new armor.
Oh, armor. Sorry.
I heard
I'm
suit
just.
too.
I assume he means his new armor.
Trilak stands there and just goes, I can fly. I can breathe underwater. I can shoot
can
something.
fly.
We don't have to turn in this armor to the thing, do we?
No,
The
we don't.
rule is, and you're under like an ongoing GIOS, it won't wear off. Every 3 levels, you need to go back to Kowalsh for an inspection, and you can't give the armor to someone else. If you decide you don't want it, you need to return it to him.
Okay, good. So we're not taking this in. Good. Right. So to the commander?
Yes, let's go to the commander. I've also got something for him, but it's all going to depend on whether or not he actually listens to the emissary. ID.
It's not a bad idea. For once.
Okay, if that's what you guys are going to do, this might be a good time to take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
It's been a couple hours, and I had water before this. So we will be back in about 5 minutes. Hopefully there will be, action that doesn't result in a splattered goblin. We'll be back in just a few minutes. And we have returned. Okay, so the party was heading back to the castle, and when you get there and you tell them who you want to speak to, you were told that Commander Nestor is currently in an important meeting and cannot be disturbed.
Oh, okay.
I know that was rather anticlimactic. I'm waiting to see what you guys do with it. The silence always makes me think, like, oh, Andy's just blocking us.
No, and
But these guys know how to get rid of the Armada.
Trevor audibly face palms.
Michael just
Well, you can always wait for the commander to become available, but
How
I
long
have my
did that
orders.
How
He
long
rolled
did that-
worse than you, Derek. All right, sorry, what was that, Michael?
How long could that take?
Well, it's with some ambassador from another kingdom, so a while. Some of these nobles are very long-winded.
We do have a relative of the Silver Leafs with us to aid in this if he would like to show us that.
He starts looking through his papers. I was not told of anyone else who was supposed to be attending.
Is the name Viserius Goldleaf on your paperwork?
And he starts looking through. No. Lord Silvertree and his entourage have already arrived.
Well, why don't we can always just come back later, or I can come back and speak to my brother alone. Doesn't matter.
That's fine. Okay.
I don't want to interrupt his meeting.
No, let's not. Even though we might be able to help with some of the translations because elves, but and that's nothing against you, Viserys. You're actually. I'm going to sound like an asshole right now, no matter what I say, aren't
Yeah.
I start leading them away from the guy.
And I'll tell the soldier or whatever, could you possibly do me a favor and let Lord Silverleaf know that his cousin, Viserius Goldleaf, is in the city?
He will make a note and send a messenger to make sure that message is delivered.
Thank you.
Give me a persuasion just to see if he believes you and who you are first.
I'll even show him my badge from the whatever we work for.
Okay. This has to
What
be
was it you needed me to
Viserius, though. Just a persuasion roll. I mean, because you're telling the truth, so.
Oh.
Just like, okay, elven nobility. You see him writing it down, but you realize this is not high priority for him.
He's just drawing like a stick figure.
Michael just whispers of Viserys' ear. Just send him a message. Just you sending to tell him.
I could, but I have not prepared that spell for today.
And also, you don't know which cousin. You only know the Silver Leaf, someone from the Silver
Yeah.
Leaf side of the family.
All right. Well.
Okay, so
well,
since you don't want to wait, it's still it's early afternoon, so you still got a good bit of the day left.
let's take Trilak out and get him some clothing.
We're going clothes shopping?
Yeah,
I thought we were going after a purple worm.
we are, but I first want to get Trilak some new duds.
Okay, that's something. Does anybody have anything else that they want to do? Because that's fairly simple, guys.
I think like now this is once the Frick here's like if they're gonna go clothes shop or anything now it's gonna recall back to that mental note of that little museum and things like while they're gonna go shopping he must use this opportunity to do something.
Okay.
I'll join Frick on that.
As will I.
Okay. So you guys all head back to the museum exhibit, which is open for the day, and it is outside. It says it's an exhibit to Tindoa, and there's a lot of artwork up. First off, it's going to cost 10 10 silver pieces to get in,
All right.
and they with an E. 10, and no, let me just spell it. Okay, and they're a little bit nervous to let Frick in at first, but you hear a voice coming from off to the side that says, "Let the furry bastard on through. Let him see what happens when you get out of the bottle and actually do some work."
I
Frick,
was uncalled for.
Frick, make a history check for me, please.
Wonderful. It's just as good as his perception.
Watch him get it.
Oh, there it is.
Bullshit.
You know this voice very well. This is someone from your days of training to be with the monk and the archaeologist side. This is Duzan Brightbuster. He is a dwarf that you've always been in a little bit of competition with. So he comes up to you. Got he's looking smug.
My, a face I never thought I'd see ever again.
And one I had hoped I'd never have to see, but this is a good day.
And I just do the fist bump.
Yeah. He's very happy to see you. It's like someone who can actually appreciate all the hard work. And he will happily give you a tour of the museum, that the exhibit that he's setting up.
So, excuse me, good man. Introductions. I am with friends. Would
you
let
have
me
friends?
introduce you? Yes. You want me to introduce you, or do you want to have all the honor?
Oh, no. I'll let you do this grand discovery.
And I just and it's just Frick just turns to those who followed him.
Well, let me put it this way. This little bastard, no offense, good friend, we go long ways. Back in the days of trading, back to the days underneath many various caverns and dungeons. Essentially, we see each other as the only reason each other is alive, because we kept the other alive. We go way back, and it's a long story. But it's more than just a warrior's pride between us. We had parted ways years ago, but here we are now. Was I worthy of an introduction?
Well, from you, that was quite elegant.
Oh, thanks.
Michael, is that something you actually asked somebody?
No.
Okay.
Because Michael's not there right now.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I think it's just me, Viserius, and
Yeah.
He will, he'll shake everybody's hand and good to see that there's someone who can actually try to keep Frick out of trouble. He doesn't handle his booze as well as the dwarf does.
well, we kind of ran into each other by chance. Literally.
Trilak, you can have gone to this. And shopping just doesn't take very long. That's why I was asking what else you wanted to do.
Apologies, I had to go. And I didn't hear this part. So,
Okay.
Trilak would have probably got stuck along the way, like, "Ooh, look, chocolate cake."
I'm being told that I'm being told there's a little bit of a problem with the stream. So let me just try.
Why is everything dead?
I'm trying to fix that so somebody can just give me a check back on how it sounds. All I know to do is reset things. So, okay. I'll just have to wait for feedback. I know there's a delay. Anyway, so, yeah, whoever wants to be there is just, pay the 10 silver pieces and you're there. I don't mind. Just let me know that you're there.
Mm-hmm.
But he is going to, okay. I don't know what to do about that sound. Is it really bad? Because I can't shut my mic off and still talk to everybody. So we're going to have to kind of take it as a glitch and move on. But please keep me advised there. Thank you. All right. So after that little distraction, he goes off to check on, something that a guard is telling him is a problem. Apparently, the sound is not going to be anything. It's going to be annoying to somebody, but I can't get rid of it. So yeah, he's going to go back because he's really excited about the exhibit. If that's what you guys want to talk about, but
Yeah.
he tells you that you went there after all. But you could reminisce with Frick, if you wanted. But yeah, he's telling you about we had a very generous patron, and we were able to uncover a temple to Tindoa, the Eternal Night. This was thousands of years old, but apparently there was a cult that was dedicated to the Shadow Dragon, and we don't know what caused them to collapse or how they were, stopped, because Shadow Dragons are a little bit more devastating and maniacal than some. But like all these pictures that you see, these are the different pieces of art over the centuries, because this was an old cult. So there's different artwork that represents Tindoa. He's showing you like some artifacts that have been found. So there's obsidian blades, ritual daggers, and he's showing you some of his favorite. They're actually these. We haven't figured out how to repair all these yet because they were damaged from the years. But this right here is a scimitar and a dagger set that is known as the Dragon's Claw and the Dragon's Fang. Now, separately, they were pretty dangerous, but from what we could tell, the elite warriors would wield each of them together. And over here, we have. Is a bow that is actually made from wood from the Shadowfell. So it's known as the Shadow Oak bow. And again, we don't know exactly what all it does, but it was used by some of Tindoa's personal assassins, we believe. And he'll spend quite a while, showing you everything, because this was a big find for him.
So I have to ask you one thing, my friend. Now, are these items that you simply found, or are these one you were able to personally acquire?
I was actually there when we discovered them. Is what archaeologists do. Drunks stay in the bottle. I celebrate life every day, but I actually accomplish some work while I'm at it.
You haven't changed a bit. I love it.
And what have you been doing?
For show, or are they up for sale?
No, nothing here is for sale. We are just we are bringing the exhibit to several in major cities. It's an educational thing only.
Needless to say, they belong in the museum.
Exactly. And you'll notice that there's some pretty good guards around. They're not taking too many chances with this exhibit, but the patron wanted it to be, seen by people.
It's kind of nice to see something like this come through, actually.
There's the kind of things you don't see in any kind of blacksmith. It's a level of craft and cutlery that only exists through the days of whether they had to work with what they had or they had access to unlimited resources.
With this particular cult, we believe they had access to quite a bit. Because even though the obsidian daggers might appear crude at first, obsidian is actually a very sharp, and these were more of their ritual daggers. Many of Tindoa's followers would be transformed into half dragons if they were worthy of the transformation, and this blade was one of them that was actually used to shed the dragon's blood for the transformation. It was considered to be a great honor.
Yeah, Trevor's all up in this shit.
That's quite interesting. If you ever need any of these items identified, I'd be more than happy to.
We
contribute my share of
we
time.
have professionals who, no offense, sir, but we've had everything vetted very carefully.
They're top men, Viserius. No offense.
I'm guessing.
You might notice that none of these tags have a question mark next to the item.
And anything that was too dangerous was, not put fully out on display, of course. But much of what we have found here is damaged, and we're attempting to restore it. But because if you look close enough, you'll see like the shadow bow, the string is broken on it. There's some cracks in the weaponry. Nothing is in pristine condition. It all looks like it was used, and the way it was found was in, well, the condition you see it now. We
I'm
believe
guessing
that.
that this is a no-touch thing, right?
Yes, please
Okay.
do keep your hands to yourself. We've even had to make sure that magic is not used around these items. He starts going into the history of each item, which I will spare you from unless you have a specific question that you want to ask him. But he'll go on. He could go on for a long time. It's like it looks like whatever happened to this, it was in the middle of a great battle, because it wasn't. Everything was found damaged in some way. They do have some dragon bones actually, and some of those are in good shape, but it's not a complete dragon by any means.
Hmm. I have to ask you, Fred, what is the newest discovery here?
Well, all of this was actually found together.
Really?
Yes, this was complete. This was all within Tindoa's temple, at least the one we uncovered.
Oh.
And from what we can tell, there must have been a great battle So, of course, again, you can imagine a shadow dragon with its own cult probably had some opposition to whatever it was planning.
I mean, any dragon with its own cult, really.
Yeah, that's true. They don't tend to be too reserved once they start building up followers.
Yeah, not really.
We think that Tindoa was attempting to become a god, but the text takes some translation.
Aren't there already enough dragon gods?
Everybody wants more power, I guess.
Everyone's after power one way or another.
Fair enough.
Whether it's just simply to light a candle to all the way to levels to ruling the world.
And Tindoa definitely had his sights on world domination. From what we've been able to decipher, he was exceptionally cruel. Wanted to cover the entire world in darkness. We don't know if that's literal or metaphorical.
Both?
Probably.
Possibly.
Dragons themselves, though. Like, I see why my uncle hunts them.
You're like,
they're mighty beasts.
yes.
Not to be tackled
Love to
with
see
lightly.
I'll rephrase that. I would love to see one if I wasn't trying to eat.
Therefore, you
Maybe
gotta make
not.
the right kind.
Probably not this guy.
No,
Nope.
you either served or you were sacrificed to him.
I'm good.
Like I said, this site was a couple thousand years old. And Frick, because of your background, you already know the rough value of everything you see. Even in its broken condition, this stuff is worth thousands of gold.
Yep.
So it's a good thing you didn't come with anybody with sticky fingers.
Wow, look
Yeah.
at this sword.
So how is the shopping trip going, guys?
Yeah, I'm catching up on chat.
But Michael, are you sure this is?
I'm like, if you're really not into it, we can go back to the others. But it if one of the things that you have had to deal with is how others have looked at you, then accepting how you fully are is one way to get them to turn, or to at least get them to keep their tongue shut.
Michael, I have had this problem for many years. No matter what I wear, people will still comment. People will still deny me access to certain areas. It is not the clothes I wear. It is the skin. It is the fur. Nobody cares if you're high class or lower class. They will still talk shit about you behind closed doors.
Yeah, but at least if you dress in the high class, they have to smile and grin and eat shit in order to hold. Because if there's one thing that they're going to like more than anything else, it's decorum. And if you can force them into the decorum, they hassle you less in your face, and that means that you push them into the shadows where they.
All right. Plus, that lilac does not go with my fur color. What are you thinking?
No, lilac does not suit you well. However, silver does go very well with your eyes, and if we put it in with just a tad bit of gold, it does bring out the brown highlights in your fur.
All right, do as you wish. I won't complain any further.
Yay!
But I swear if I find a single ribbon on my tail,
No, I'm not.
I will eat
that,
you.
I'm not that bad.
Are you saying?
Oh my god.
Okay, so you guys can keep looking around, but if there's anything in particular you want to do, let me know.
It's pretty much getting it tailor made to Trilac and then coming back to get it, and then getting it all set up for it to be tailor made to Trilac's measurements, and then going out.
That's the cost of fine clothes in the handbook, so you can deduct the appropriate funds from there.
Is that like what, 15 gold or 30 gold or what?
I think it's like 30.
Yeah, I'll pay that then.
Okay. But like I said, if you want to keep doing the museum thing, let me know. If you want to do something else, just tell me.
Let's go meet up at the museum. What do you say, Matt?
Let us catch up with our friends, yes.
So it's been a couple of hours, and Frick, you can basically come back, to speak to your friend anytime, because he's, he keeps asking, so what great discoveries have you made?
Well, I've not really gotten the chance because when I first came to this city, I was arrested and essentially had to do some work around the city just so I can gain some independence.
Tell me, was alcohol involved in any of this?
You know the answer before you finish the question.
Yes, I just want to hear you say it.
Yes. So Nisa, I've not had too much of a discovery other than monster discovery. Not too long ago, we took on the brains of multiple basilisks. I assume you're familiar with the creature?
Yes, I remember Basilisk. We've had to deal with a couple on sites every now and then.
Yeah, so we
Best to shoot
dealt
them from a
with-
distance.
Trust me, I remember your teaching on that one.
He's like freaking really trying to remember like all the
Yeah.
past monsters they fought and just so he's reminiscing like his monster discoveries and he has not really had time to
Yeah.
artifact discovery.
I would consider your Frictastic quite the discovery.
Fricktastic.
Yeah, it's my newest brew.
That I will have to try sometime. But unfortunately, I do need to spend my days here answering questions about things.
Nice. Hey, if anything, I can get some to you. Do you have like what time is the end of your shift?
He'll let you know what time they shut down at the end of the day, and basically they shut down a little before dusk.
Right, so Frick would just promise to at least bring a sample around that time for him.
Or you could join us at our estate, and I'll give him the address.
Okay. He tells you he'll try to stop by.
Right. Even if you can't make it, let us know, okay?
Will do. And he's off to speak to some other, person who's, asking questions about things.
Mhm.
Right. So what else you guys up to?
Meeting back up with everybody else, and then trying to see if Randolph is free, and setting everything up for that guy to come back over and pick up his Fricktastic.
Let me rephrase the question. What do you want to do right now, not everything that can happen behind the scenes?
Hmm.
Well, we've got the purple worm, and we
Yeah, you just got to figure out where there is a purple worm.
Yeah, it's not like it's just in someone's backyard waiting for us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I said, that's sort of an ongoing bounty. Remember, purple worms aren't just popping up all over the city.
Please help me. I have a mighty purple worm problem in my basement. And was like, "Where's your house?" Well, that's exactly why I called you.
It's off 3 months away.
Yeah.
Down this river, across this wood, and be afraid. Don't worry about the dragon things. They'll just nip at your toes a bit.
So unless
Lord.
the posting I put up said that there were reports of something, then this is just hey, we'll pay you for this, and alchemists will pay you if you can get some of the poison, so that way they can make antidotes. But it's not like, yeah, I saw a purple worm in the mountains, 6 hours away.
Here's the coordinates.
Yeah. So you can go to the mountains and start walking around.
Probably best to do some research in the library to figure out what sort of habitats they inhabit.
I'm going to say most of you guys at 10th level, you probably are smart enough to know that they're underdark creatures. Any sort of cavern is good for them.
Yeah, let's go back to.
So, like I said, if you want to go to the mountains, and walk around, look, and hunt them, because that's the thing about hunting. You actually have to look for some sign that it's there, and you don't know what you'll find in the mountains.
Let's go back to the estate and pick up supplies, and then go off to the mountains to deal with the cavern after we've told the entire thing about an emissary stuff to Randolph and dealt with all this stuff.
Before we go, I'd like Frick to try something, if that is okay. Would you mind trying this? And I pull out a vial that I had a long time ago, a vial of Nature's Wrath. Would you mind testing this for us?
Like now, or
Not now. Perhaps in a fighting pit. Are they even available at this time?
Most of the time the fighting pits being illegal tend to start up, after dark. And it also lets everybody finish work and go and gamble all their hard-earned money away. But
Tonight.
it's definitely not hard to find.
Well, tonight or whenever you feel like you can or would like to, could you try this? It is something that I have been working on.
I'll see why not. Is there any like side effects I should be aware of, or we just completely don't know what to do with this?
Well, I know of how it works. I know what happens. I know the side effects. It's just seeing it in action.
Oh, okay. Wait, but what are the side effects?
Relax. They're not life-threatening.
Oh, okay.
You'll just feel very tired afterwards. Much like if you
So
feel
like
you're gonna pass out.
so like the hay spell.
Yes, similar.
I believe I had already given you a vial of that some time ago. Oh, okay. I guess I didn't.
Frick.
I may or may not already have some of your supply.
That is fine. Used supply?
It's not used yet. It's just like shows like a vial that's just like it's obviously it's been popped. The cork has been popped open once, but the contents are still inside.
Ah, I see. We are trying to add like a strawberry taste to it, to make it more pleasant.
What are you, a vape company now?
If you add a bit of vanilla into the strawberry and sell it as a smoothie, that might actually.
Trevor, where did you go?
I wanted to quietly slip away from while they were having this
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah, we're following you now because I think that hit its peak with that comment.
Where is this cemetery or graveyard or whatever? Is that over by the Brotherhood or is that in the Temple District?
That's basically over by where the Brotherhood, so it's on the far side of town.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to slip that way.
Okay, yeah, that's not a problem.
And I think it was the little dragon one that I kept from Rihanna, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. So yeah, you have a crystal, like a pixie dragon that got petrified.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to go put that on her headstone.
Okay. Like I said, that's going to be a little bit of a trek across town.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's not like you were sneaking off, so Viserius, I think anybody who wasn't engrossed in that previous conversation probably noticed you wander off. But yeah, you can go. Do you want to describe that, or is it just a simple,
Just a simple put it there and spend some time and then make his way back eventually.
Okay.
Wait, does this mean that Trevor is our Bruce Wayne of the group?
But
Never mind.
I don't understand that reference.
Okay.
Who died?
Well,
Would that make try like the Joker?
Okay, so Trevor is going to be missing for about an hour. to go all the way across town and back. Does anybody want to do anything while he's gone? Because he never said anything to you guys. Viserius just saw him walk away.
Michael will just head back to the home and pick up stuff for trips and see where Brianna is, if she's around. Or...
I think she said that she sent you messages on that, so
Yeah,
I'll
so
let that be.
That was my in character setup for that stuff. To
Okay, cool.
default.
So then I'll let you describe it.
So, yeah, Michael gets back in, leaves a parcel inside of Brianna's room, finds that everything inside of there is gone though, and just kind of sits on the bed, holding a small figurine for a while, and then exits the room, leaving the package there.
Okay. Trevor, I'm going to say that you probably do pass by a number of taverns on the way. Really, there's nothing particularly interesting unless you just want to stop and talk to somebody. Some of the younger nobles are, of course, out, drinking because they don't have any real responsibilities.
Right.
But like I said, unless you just stop and talk to someone, I've already described everything that you see.
Mm-hmm. Can I just make a check or anything to see if, like, listen to, like, their gossip or anything like that? What's like the hot topic, I guess?
Sure. If you want to talk to the watch, you can. You won't have to do anything. If you just want to listen to people, then that's a perception. So let me. Okay. So you find a member of the watch, and just trying to listen to people. The ones that are out, they're fairly drunk and not making a whole lot of sense. It sounds like boring noble stuff. Occasionally, somebody mentions something about the fighting master outside, but it's sort of, it doesn't sound like it's their cup of tea, so they don't know too much.
Okay. Can I grab one of the lodge that doesn't look terribly busy?
Yeah, there's it's sort of a slow day without, there are no boats in, so that's really cut down on traffic. Unless there's an actual problem, you can easily talk to a member of the watch.
Yeah, I'll find somebody who looks bored and not busy.
Yeah. If you want to, identify yourself to them, like let them. You don't have to say that you're in the store, but just say that you're, a soldier.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir.
What's some of this talk about a fighting master?
Oh, some guy. I haven't been out there yet, so I'm just. But from what I can tell, there was somebody who's some great champion. He's hung out, over on the other side of the country. He's just been looking for a worthy challenge. When we told him that, there was no fighting inside the city, he just set up shop outside the walls, and he doesn't start any trouble. But so I hear it's pretty fun to watch, but because he's not starting anything and he finishes it without killing anybody, we just let him be.
Interesting. Thanks.
Sure.
I'll go towards the direction of the estate.
Okay. All right. Well, then you can all meet back up at the estate unless somebody wants to go hunt oozes in the sewer or anything like that.
Do the rest of us know about the oozes in the sewer?
Unless you've been in the sewer, I don't think so. It's not a secret, but then again, it's not exactly a topic of normal conversation because most people don't bother with the underground tunnels.
Okay.
Okay,
Can I
so
get back, I'm guessing?
yeah, you getting back is no problem. That's why I'm asking, what are you guys doing? Because if
See, you sent me that message, and I didn't want to, but now I want to.
I mean, I don't care what you guys do, but we've only got like another hour in the game, and I don't expect you guys to actually track down a worm within a day. That's something where you're actually going to have to go hunt.
Or we could go for the library.
The library isn't in town. The library's in
know.
another country. You just know how to get there.
Yeah. And I've got a map to a giant library that
Yes.
holds all knowledge.
Of course, if you had the proper ability to teleport, you could just go to that country and get on a boat, but you don't have that power.
No.
So
Not yet.
that's why I'm saying right now you're inside the city. There are some things you can do that you know about. There's other things you can learn about. Or you can go, like I said, I've given you a lot of things. What are you doing with it?
I get back to the estate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can also call up Victor and find out what he's up to.
Hey, Victor, how's your day going? Oh, just, I'm out outside this.
Alright, Victor, we're totes BFFs, right?
Well, no, that was a message he sent to Viserys. Never mind. I don't wait. Viserys, did you tell them about your last sending, not sending, but scrying attempt on Victor?
Yes, I believe I did.
Okay, so basically he said if you call, he will show up for you guys because you matter to him.
Aww.
Yeah, he still considers us his pawns in whatever scheme he's hatching.
And he said to be careful of Azir because he can't protect you from her while she's out doing her own thing.
So, Trevor, where did you head off to? If you don't mind me asking.
I just went to go listen to gossip.
Heard anything interesting?
Some for Frick, maybe.
Well, spill it out. I think you'd love to hear.
There's some sort of wandering fighter outside the city looking for a challenger. He's not killing anybody, so the watches let him stay, but...
Was that the dwarf that we saw coming in?
Yeah, well, you can probably figure it is.
That was a question to Trevor.
Possibly. I didn't really get that much details. I mean,
Alright. What did you guys see at the museum?
old dragon culty stuff. It's cool.
I'll
Not
have to
just
visit
any
sometime.
dragon, shadow dragon.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Wait, what? Oh, come on. I need to know now because I pulled Trilak away to go shopping now. I feel like
Yes,
a
we will
jackass.
go there some other
That-
time. We will go there when it's open. I think it's getting quite late.
Yeah, I know, but I want to hear more.
Well, you're like a child. We'll go tomorrow.
I am a child.
Exactly,
heard-
we'll go tomorrow.
At least you admit it now.
I've never not admitted this.
We will go
And I-
tomorrow, and I will buy you candy.
Cotton candy?
Fine.
Yay!
It's coming out of your allowance.
Then try like I actually have a question for you.
Hmm.
Why were you so interested in the sewers before? Like, why are you worried about the ooze? And
Because, rumor has it, or legend has it, whichever you like to prefer, there's a lot down there that we can explore. A lot that has been undiscovered. Apparently, there are a lot of creatures that are still down there. My associate told me of like an undead little area. So,
you what?
if there are many crypts and there are many old tunnels down there, ancient tunnels, going under the city. And apparently they lead everywhere, from inside the castle to outside the country. It's a large large system. Not many people
Um,
have explored it in its entirety. And, well, I initially wanted to clear out the slimes so my associates could have a bit of free reign down there. Because recently we have had a bit of trouble with
The ship's
finding
exploding, sinking. Got it.
finding a place to stay. Because the last place burnt down. So I said I could investigate it, find out something about it. We could clear the sewers of the slime. We could investigate the sewers and go deep into it. There is a lot that is undiscovered. Who knows? We might find a way into the king's bathroom if we're lucky. I say sarcastically, because I can't do that in a second.
I'm actually quite interested about the tunnels as much as Sherlock is, especially if there's a tunnel that leads outside of the country.
And
That
if I remember
would be-
correctly, there is also an artifact down there that nobody's discovered.
What type of artifact?
Nobody knows. Nobody discovered it.
Well, how about this? I know of a location, so to speak, down there that should remain secret, but I trust you all enough to. I found it by accident. The only other person I took down there, I think, was Jesslyn. But
Were you and Jesselyn doing something?
Behave.
no. I mean, yeah, she was cute, but I had other things on my mind.
Okay. All right. No, let's check out the tunnels then. And
But pretty much, it's an example of why you probably shouldn't dig too much any more deeper into the tunnels than some are. And it's also a gesture of faith on my end, because I'm entrusting you with this knowledge.
what's
Who are we going to tell?
Well, I mean, have an open mind.
Trevor? What's down in the tunnels?
Like I said, have an open mind. And understand that not all creatures are evil.
Yeah, I think our entire group pretty much speaks to that.
I think it would be wise to warn us in case any misunderstanding should occur. Because if it is a creature that I find hostile, that maybe startles the group, I kind of don't want to cause any troubles if it jumps out at me and I hit it with my...
Well, as long as, don't hit anything unless it's an ooze trying to eat. But I can introduce you to someone.
The way that you're talking, it's like as if you're going to be telling us it's some form of undead lich.
That was rather specific.
That's the only thing that came to mind.
I think we've dealt with a lot of liches recently.
I think the word you need, you mean is bitches, Trilek. There's different.
Possibly.
But anyway, like I said, keep an open mind and don't attack it, please.
Oh, is it a lich?
Yeah, Viserius knows exactly what she's talking about, so.
Oh yeah, I forgot Viserius was there. That was that side game we played. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if whoever wants to, Trevor will take them down the familiar path he's taken many times.
Down we go into the deep dark dungeon.
And that's why I was trying to set up a blank map. So you get to the into the sewer, and I'm going to say unless you're actively hunting for oozes, you only occasionally think you see the movement of something, but that could be, small rodents. Most of you can kind of have the scent of brimstone, but the two of you with stronger senses really notice the scent of I think brimstone is the right word for it. It's I'm trying to check something because I've got a note on here somewhere. sulfur is probably the better term. Yeah, you smell sulfur down here. But again, unless you're specifically looking for it, Trevor knows where he is going.
Don't step there. That's Spike Pit.
Trevor, is this an active volcano?
Don't think so.
Is this a gateway into hell?
No.
Depends on your type of hell.
Unless he
It's
opened one.
fixed.
I'll tell you what.
This is
Everybody,
my
give me
house,
a
this is-
perception roll. Let's see what you do see,
Me too.
if you want.
Oh! Waste of a 20. What, mother? Oh, okay.
Okay. Even though it is dark down here, and you still did really good, even if I were going to tell you were at disadvantage. But so several of you do notice some smaller oozes. So, like I said, unless you just want to kill them, but Trevor, you see a humanoid figure down in the distance.
What?
It doesn't like run, but it just sort of walks down. Like when it notices you stop and stare at it, it just sort of turns and walks down in a different pathway.
Did anybody else see that?
Michael casts dancing lights. See what?
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
everybody who
see
got
what?
over a 16 probably caught a glimpse of it, but nobody saw it better than you did.
That was new.
Oh. And this is why we asked, what is down here? Because if we had walked up to it, then it would have been bad.
So I'm just gonna draw some simple maps of tunnels here.
So do we follow it?
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned now because I've never seen that before. I've been down here more times than I care to admit.
Yeah, because if it's got you concerned, I'm kind of concerned.
So, marching order.
I'm gonna pull out my sword and light it up so I can see, and then I want to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael's got dancing lights going, and it's in the shape of an oddly. Well, not odd, but just in the shape of a humanoid figure.
Okay. So that's walking out ahead of you, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say that you saw it go down this tunnel over here, and I'm just going to sort of clear off the map, and we'll just say, because that was just for illustration, and it's not a very good drawing. Anyway, so you're able to head down that way, and you're obviously not hiding yourselves. But then again, the smell of sulfur is getting stronger as you get to this, and you finally make out the figure who, like I said, isn't running from you, just sort of glaring at you. And Trevor, you haven't seen this man in a while, but you start to recognize Baron Belkin.
Oh,
Well, this is quite interesting.
aren't you the one I said to get run over by a wagon?
What?
You're alive.
Well, oh, you mean, yes, I am alive. But
Wait,
not exactly what you think.
Does Michael remember this guy? From the boy?
I'm going to say yes, because it was
He's the
sort of...
one that, like, Trevor insulted, quote unquote, and he sent assassins after him.
Yes, he's also the one who originally wanted Michael's bag of holding.
Oh, yeah. Forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, so
The
you're going to
hell
hold grudges over such a petty little incident? Granted, This one does. But I tried to be a little bit more evolved than that.
Oh, you've done
What?
something. What have you done?
Is there anything unnatural about him? Can I make like an Arcana check?
I'm going to say make whatever checks you want, and then I'll go through and tell you what you can tell from the way he looks and acts. So it can be Arcana, Investigation, Perception. All right. So physically, he looks like a human. He acts like a human. Tarek, you know that humans don't reek of sulfur on average. And Viserius, putting together everything that you know, I'm going to say medicine, even with a 29, he looks, it's just a smell that's off about him physically speaking. But using your Arcana to put pieces together, you know that there are some things that mimic humans easily enough. But there's one that smells of sulfur that is called an oblex. And it is a form of ooze that, when it consumes a living creature, it eats their memories along with it. And as they get strong enough and powerful enough, they can take on forms.
Okay, I'll relay all this information to the whole party.
Gross.
We have a know-it-all among us. That does at least make things easier. Well, the Baron might have some problems with you. Those are his. I am one of many.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of many.
Okay. Could you be less legionistically vague, please?
Actually, no. It's sort of my makeup.
Fair enough.
I didn't realize that you were carrying around a case of makeup.
This one did not get any smarter, I see.
No,
Victor was very interested in you all. He just wouldn't shut up about you. I never really saw it myself.
Oh no. Oh no. You've been here that long. What was his entire grand scheme of things? Because you probably heard it, didn't really want to deal with it because it was very long-winded and evil monologue-y.
Well, until the Baron came along, I was his subject, so I do know quite a bit of him. But the Baron brought with him so much ego that, well, why should I serve anyone?
Well, if you want to get back at him for him having forced you into servitude.
I was created to be a servant. All I did was break free. So I don't hold any grudges against him. And the Baron really doesn't like you, so I'm sort of at odds. And have no reason to help you at all. You may go now.
Trevor?
I mean, down here, not really hurting anything. Walking around as a dead Baron, but I mean...
Yes, but should maybe a worker or a child or someone else come down here?
Yeah, no. From what you have gained from what you have gained from the Baron, do you have any plans outside of here?
Oh yes, let me tell you about how I'm going to eat everyone in the city and become the ruler of the earth. I'm not that stupid.
No. I mean, as in, do you have any immediate plans that would put us at contention? Because just walking away from you at this point, I really don't want to have to, and I know that you're.
I don't think you could. Do yourself a favor and walk away now before I do give in to. And there's actually a little bit of a ripple in him as it looks like he's working to keep composure.
I'm gonna look around where we're standing. Are there any bones, skeletons of any type?
No, the place is very clean. It's like oozes has scoured anything organic and eaten it.
Oh, shabba-wa-la-wa-wa.
Look, if you get to be a problem for me, I will deal with you then. But until then, I'm not really in the mood to bother. I mean, as much as I'm glad that these, he says, pointing to an ooze sliding by, aren't mine, but it is nice to have something somewhat like a cousin around, I guess. It keeps you lot away.
So you're just fine being here as long as nobody bothers you.
He doesn't say anything to that. You were a momentary curiosity because someone invaded my territory, but you're no threat to me. So,
Okay.
but I am
I look at
losing
the
my
others.
patience.
I do
You
not
just-
want this thing walking around.
Okay.
It's very
No, I
interesting
really-
you would call someone a thing.
I
Look.
cast Guardian of Faith next to it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What does Guardian of Faith do again?
It appears anything within 15 feet takes 20 radiant damage at the start of its turn. Where's the thing? I have it. Guardian of Faith. Duration 8 hours. Range, I can cast it as an action. 30 feet. Dex save will take 20 radiant damage. Half on a save.
As soon as that pops up, it just kind of shrieks at you, turns into a red jelly, and slips through a crack.
Really?
Look, this thing is sentient. This thing has knowledge of Victor, of everything. So perhaps you could take this with a little more seriousness, for the simple fact that it could escape, it could get out, it could tell people stuff.
Do you
has-
see it right now?
Yeah.
And you just pissed it off.
Did you just? Do you? How, do you? It was also a way of knowledge about Victor, and yes, it's quite obviously evil and plotting, but at the same
Yes,
time,
I agree with that.
and we could potentially help it get over the ego that is the Baron and help it become actually something. I'm throwing this out there as, potentials, but at the same time, we've done incredible things. Honestly, incredibly horrible, but at the same time, we've done incredible things.
Well, right now it's just pissed off.
And everybody roll initiative.
I mean, granted, I was considering just killing it and moving on with our day, but
Then we kill it and move on with our day.
Okay, so you're all, having this little bit of a conversation when it suddenly does reform and attacks Trilak with some pseudopods. And let me see how many it gets. That's not going to hit with a 14.
I have a AC of 22.
Yeah. Okay.
Dang.
But its first attack, and with that, we'll go to the top of initiative with Viserius.
Okay, how far away is it standing from me?
Oh, it appeared right next to Trilak, who doesn't have an icon. Let me put one out, and then I'll put one out for it. Dang it, his icon didn't come out.
Come here.
Okay, so if he's there, I need an icon.
You just draw a red blob.
I was going to put it right here, so it's right there, attacking
Okay.
Trilak.
Okay. I will cast this.
Just tell me what I need to do because I don't see a name.
DC 16 against
What kind of roll? Constitution?
Constitution. Yeah.
Okay, it's not going to get that. So it takes 38 necrotic.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love blight.
I didn't like that. Okay.
And then I'll scoot back 10 feet.
Okay. Next up is Trevor.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up here and I'm gonna take a couple swings at it.
Okay.
And I did say my sword was lit.
Yes,
so.
you did.
Shit, where is it? There it is.
All right, that'll hit.
Okay. And second hit, 15?
That one will miss.
Okay.
All right, so
19.
grand total of 19. Okay. If that's your turn, then Michael is up next.
Eldritch Blast.
That'll miss. Do you have anything else?
Using my bonus action to give Bardic Inspiration to...
The 20 does hit, by the way.
Yeah, so that's 5 force damage.
Okay.
That will give the Bardic Inspiration to Trevor.
Okay. Trilak, you are up now. No, wait, sorry. Yeah, that's right, Trilak.
Alrighty then. Can I move my guardian effect?
Yes, but it would have been, say, over here. So how far can you move it?
Doesn't because Basin doesn't say I can move it really.
Okay, then I think you probably have to like cancel and recast or something because, like I said, I don't have it in front of me, so I'm counting on you to know that.
Right.
I mean, if it lasts 8 hours, it probably does, but you need to find the movement. So
Yeah, you can't move Guardian of Faith.
Okay.
It's in one spot, and any creature that enters that area takes damage
Okay.
within 10 feet of the Guardian.
Okay.
So where's the guardian in comparison to me? Because I cast it at the thing.
Yeah, it would be over here. Like, I don't know. I didn't have the map up then, but I'm doing a ping now. So it's on the other side of the tunnel, basically.
Alrighty.
It's far enough away that I don't think you're going to be able to move it. So you'll need to do something else.
I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay. And
That one moves.
what do I need for that?
Duration is up to 10 minutes, 15 feet or around me.
Yeah.
Good or neutral. Blah, blah, blah. When the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts there, must make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, takes 3d8 necrotic damage.
Okay.
3d8 radiant damage. Sorry.
Oh, all right. What Wisdom save does he need to make? What's the DC? Oh, this is his
16.
DC right now, Viseria. It's not the spell.
16.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm just putting up the info.
Oh, well, thank you. Anyway, he does make the DC.
Takes half.
Okay. What was the total damage?
1 moment.
Because I think you need to roll this one out.
Yeah. Spirit Guardians. Oh, it's going to be a douche. Could you roll? Where did I put it?
It's 3d8.
Yeah, just could you roll 3d8? Because it's being a douche.
Hold on a second. Let me set this up to roll. Okay. Ooh, you rolled very badly. So
Yeesh.
Oh, that's yeah.
yeah, Trevor, I didn't realize you critted on a 19. Might want to set that up if it's not already in D20. Roll 20.
I didn't realize I had rolled a 19.
Okay, yeah, there should be a way to set your character sheet to automatically do a crit, but I'll count that extra 10 damage this time.
Sorry.
Yeah, like I said, there should just be something in the options to say a 19 is a crit. That'll let us know. Okay, in that case, Frick, it is your turn.
Not used to going last. Shit. See, trying to get a good optimal position. Assume I can't squeeze through that kind of area.
You've got like a 10-foot reach automatically with your hands.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. I also want to try to get into a proper flanking position as well, because since they are taking one end, I want to try taking the other end. So I'm going to try here.
Okay.
And I'm going to try doing unarmed strike.
Okay, go for it.
Ooh, and punching a creature like this, I have no idea. Like, character is like, I don't know if this is a good idea, but it's something Frick would do.
Yeah, it sounds like something Frick would do.
All right, first swing.
Okay, that'll hit.
All right, so we got a 1d. All right, so we're going 6 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And second swing, yeah!
All right, yeah.
Dang.
And with that, this form, again, seems to turn into sludge. Most of it drops, but you do see some of it go back through the cracks. But it is not a problem at the moment. And before it fully slips away, it's like, I would have let you all live in peace, but now you'll all have to die.
Dear Lord, why? Why do we keep pissing off things?
But it is not there for now. But you can tell because of the nature of its makeup. What you see is in its body. And sorry, Frick, if it hadn't been for the fact that was the last blow, I would have let you do the epic description.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But this isn't really a death shot just because you beat its body.
No. Yeah, I gotcha.
I'm gonna have to report this, and it's gonna suck.
To who?
Oh,
You're
hey.
the captain.
Oh, hey, first day as captain. What did you do today? Phil, what did you do as your first day as captain? Oh, I pissed off some giant ooze viewer.
Some sentient giant ooze that took the form of a man who tried to kill you. Yes, I think this is something you should report.
Yeah, in the sewers, trying to clear out the path for a smuggler. That's gonna go over
Thank
very
you.
well.
Thank you.
I'm not smuggling.
At the moment, but oh dear God.
No, Crane's going to be the one smuggling.
Exactly.
God, can we go 5 minutes without pissing something off, or even 5 days?
That is very funny coming from you.
But
Yes,
with
yes,
that,
it is.
you don't see anything else other than the occasional slime that's moving along the ceiling. They're far enough away from you, and they don't seem interested in you personally.
Right, now that that is out of the way, Trevor, lead the way. I'm keeping my open mind.
Are you?
Sorry, I can't
Yes.
help but laugh. You do think you can make it the rest of the way, and you know how to get past everything, Trevor.
Don't step on that tile. It's a rune.
But it's so pretty and glowy.
Well, I'll see you in the underworld then.
I was joking. I need some humor after what we've just done.
Just imagine Michael gets very pissed when he jokes and just everyone just overlooks the joke.
Michael is seriously an anime character. God.
See, we're trying to
So, yeah.
take you seriously. We're trying not to. It's very hard to keep a balance.
If I didn't find some way to laugh, I would cry forever.
Then start crying because that was not funny.
And Trevor, as you get closer to where you to the doorway, you can hear a voice up ahead.
Is it usual one I'm used to?
I'll go ahead and take perception because it's a little echoey in here. Yeah, you think that you're pretty sure that it's what you're used to.
Okay.
So, with that, like I said, you can hear some voices or a voice, and as you get closer, it'll become more of a. Now, I tried to be a good host, but you need to be more considerate of the people who are. Don't you give me that tone. As you all walk around a corner, you'll see an odd look. I mean, it's surprising to see a doorway that leads into a room. It has lots of clutter around, and there's a robed figure who seems to be having a conversation with a group of cats who are being cats, which means that they don't care about anyone or anything.
Trevor?
Is Dale being a jerk again?
And as the figure turns around, you're all greeted with the grin isn't the right word because he has no skin. A skeleton with blazing blue eyes is looking at you. Ah, I haven't seen you in doing some mental math. Oh, it must have been 472 hours. Unless my count is off and that's years, I haven't seen the sun in a while.
It's been a couple months.
Oh, that sounds about right. How are you doing there, my lad? And oh, you've got friends. When I first met Trevor, he couldn't talk to anyone. I had to help him out with that.
Trevor.
I called it, but I'm so happy.
Everybody, this is Simpkins.
Michael moves to give him a hug.
He's like, oh, aren't you a friendly sort of guy? You know, many people aren't so nice. He kind of gives you an odd pat because even he's a little taken aback by this.
Trevor.
Yes?
And he's talking to you, Michael. It's so good to meet you, everybody. As you were told, I'm Simpkins.
I am Michael.
I'll give a slight bow. It's a pleasure to see you again, Sir Simpkins.
Oh, yeah, you. Hi. It is good to see you again. I don't know if he ever actually caught your name, but
I think at the first meeting he did, yeah.
but it's Simpkins.
Whether or not he remembers it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different story.
I look at Frick.
I'm trying to remember if Frick has met this guy or not.
The only person that has is Viserys.
Michael offers him a marshmallow.
Oh,
The
thank
universal
you.
sign of peace.
He starts to chew on the marshmallow. Kind of stale. How long have you had these?
5 months.
They go bad if you don't keep them sealed properly. You should. Oh, what I am being a bad guest. Let me get you some tea. And he goes over and starts rummaging through
Not
his.
that one.
He's like, oh, now I think I know about how to do. Why do I have a no poison? Who gave me a poison tea set? He puts that away. He's like, I've got a non-poison one around here somewhere, and he starts preparing tea for everybody. I'm afraid I don't have any fresh cream. I haven't been to the surface in quite a while.
That's fine. I take my tea black. It's cool.
Yeah,
Whatever.
he's just busying himself with the preparations of making tea.
Trevor,
Yes,
open mind.
exactly.
Was not expecting this.
I called it. I called it.
I think we have found someone just as insane as Mike.
This is why I'm okay with sewers being untraversable.
Right. Right.
Oh, they have been very dangerous. Why, when I met Michael, a friend of his got eaten by something. It wasn't one of mine. That was very sad because we couldn't find the pieces to put them back together, which I guess most of them were probably digested by the thing that ate him. That wasn't mine.
Trilak takes the belts of holy oil off of his belt and just puts them in the bag of holding. I feel like this is a very fragile situation.
And he starts setting out teacups and he's pouring tea. Now, don't mind the cats. They're not going to get up for you, but they do live here, so just don't mind the cats. They've been kind of jerks lately. They're having had trouble finding fresh hunting grounds lately.
Oh, I'd be happy to adopt them. I have 3 of my own already.
Oh,
Pretty
well,
little kittens.
I'll talk that over with them, but it's really up to them. They do what they want. And I don't own the cats. The cats just live here. I'm sort of roommate. I can't call a landlord because I don't collect rent from them, but they just stay here.
Frick, please give me your input. I want something from you.
The cats just bat the jerky around rather than eat it. But they are having fun batting it around the room.
Yay.
And I think Tiberius probably gets in on the game.
I have a ball of yarn if that is what you'd like to play with.
And
I hand it to Michael.
And Simpkins is looking over like, now, guys, don't knock over. I haven't cataloged those things yet. Don't knock them all over.
Michael will try to herd the cats away from the things that
Well, that's basically everything everywhere. This is a very cluttered space. There's papers. There's chests filled with random bobs. You know. Now,
Simpkins is the one that made those boots for Jesslyn.
oh, I finally was able to stop that one pair that was walking around out there. It took a while for the magic to wear off.
Oh,
Simpkins
Nick,
sort
are
of
you
goes a
okay?
little bit still as there's a little bit of mental static around his head.
the NSA has been trying to make contact.
But he's setting out tea if anybody wants to have any tea.
Michael will gladly
Yes.
have.
Viserys will have some.
It's been quite a while. What have you been up to? I've been going back to my studies. They haven't sent me anything new to study in quite a while. Maybe everyone up there died. Is anyone still alive on the surface?
Yeah,
Oh,
for now.
okay. Maybe they just haven't had anything. They only send me the dangerous things, because, well, I'm already dead, so it's sort of really hard to kill me again. So that's why they send me the dangerous things. He's just sipping tea.
Frick? I think Frick's still stunned. Frick? I wave my hand in front of his face.
Yeah, Frick is just like, This is just he's taking in a lot right now. He's definitely got that 1,000 mile stare.
So
Fake.
Simpkins
I
kind
need
of
some
goes
fake
over
plastic.
and taps him on the head. I think this one might be broken.
He's just had a long day.
I need some fake plastic right now. Please.
He opens up his water skin.
Don't take too much.
How much is too much to you?
Well, if it's gone.
I'll take a swig.
Okay.
Michael just looks around. So, what sort of stuff do you look at?
Oh, well, you see, I study cursed artifacts and try to find ways to decurse the artifacts. It's usually not really possible, and it's been a while since I've gotten anything new, so I busy myself with research because, I don't sleep and I don't really go out much because people, when they see me, they scream and like, oh, abomination, and then they try to kill it, and then I have to disintegrate them, and it's just such a mess.
The ashes get everywhere. I understand.
Oh, yeah, and it's just so it's easier just to stay here. And sometimes people come to visit and they get eaten by things sometimes. But Trevor here, the boy is very resourceful and nothing's eaten him yet. Unless it has and you regrew the part, so it's a case, good for you. He gives you a thumbs up.
It's like Kowalsh. It's really like Kowalsh.
I think we
I see why I
definitely
liked
need to pay
Kowalski.
the two.
Tarek, you alright? You're awfully quiet.
Yeah, I'm just kind of taking all this in because I don't know who this guy is, and I'm not sure if this is a safe environment. He's talking about cursed items and decursing things.
Safe is just don't touch anything, but
And
Or
as
drink
you
out of that
speak, he's
teapot.
over there trying to clear off a seat, which means he's just throwing things around. And you're like, oh, I didn't know where I even put that, and flings it one way. Like, oh, I need to finish this project, throw something away, and he'll clear off spaces to set if you're interested. And
Michael's like looking around, taking cursory glances at notes if any are out. And
I'll say, give me a perception check.
Yeah, does he
No,
still
make
have,
it
like, scrolls
investigation.
just lying everywhere?
Make an investigation because you need to know what you're looking at. There are scrolls lying around. So yeah, you're able to recognize that some of these are spells that he has been working on, but it doesn't look like he ever fully finishes them, or at least you question if you're like this is very, very detailed, advanced work, but it doesn't look like he ever fully completes anything.
Yeah.
he's got ADD.
I know how to
ADHD.
add, and I know how to spell. You're not, you could be a little bit more.
No, that was actually out of character. But yeah,
He seemed to hear it anyway.
Fourth wall break.
yeah,
He can read minds.
he can read minds of people not even in the dimension.
He heard voices that we can't hear.
Michael just starts looking like really, really closely at all the notes, just sort of reading everything with eyes wide open.
I'm going to say that he does speak multiple languages, and sometimes he writes in multiple languages. So you can't tell if it's a code, but I'm going to say that it's one thing to get an idea of what he's doing, but to really sit down and understand it is going to require study and possibly, figuring out how his mind works to understand. Did he write this in code, or was he just switching languages at random? But he's asking you, Trevor, about what you've been up to.
I'll catch him up on everything
Okay.
going on, like I usually would.
Yeah, okay. So he's just sitting there and making the odd, the random, oh, really? Oh, yeah, I would have loved to have been there for that one.
Simpkins I actually ran into while chasing a thief through the sewers. Don't really know what happened to the thief. Not sure I want to know, but
Yeah, he got past my wards and he kept going, and then there's things in there that eat people. They tend to leave me alone for the most part. There, a while back, there was a problem with things that were trying to steal from me, but Trevor boy cleared that up, and nothing's come here near me since then. They
So-
tend to know where my area is, and they stay away.
So,
Dear.
would you happen to know the Library of Ione?
Oh, sure. I remember I did some studying back there, back when I was young and alive and had eyes and things.
Well, you seem quite living to me.
Well, just because you're dead doesn't mean that you're dead, if you know what I'm talking about.
This
I
goes against
Oh my
everything I know as a cleric. This goes against everything.
he's like, I used to be part of a research team, you see, and I can't really go into the details because the keepers of the dead, they like to keep secrets, and I used to be one of them, and so they taught me to keep secrets. That's why I can't tell you about how we used to do research on artifacts, and that's how I wound up like this.
Trevor just smiles and nods.
That is incredible.
Good. Dear sir, what is your name?
Oh, well, my name is Simpkins, I think. That's what he's like, yeah,
Has been for the past 4 years.
oh, yeah, then I guess it is Simpkins.
Do you mind if we leave this one with you? And I hold Michael's shoulders.
Oh, well, I don't kick anyone out unless they cause trouble, and that's why I got these guys, and he's pointing at the 5 cats.
I'm sure you and Michael will get on.
Like a house on fire, but without the fire.
So, a house. I don't see your. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that you two will get along nicely. So, attend, Trevor. You blame me for keeping secrets? This is.
Well, now, it's not his fault. You can't go around talking about the keepers of the dead because they like to keep their mission secret. And I once had a friend. Many of them were my friends because we all worked together. And after I moved here, I haven't seen them in a while. And you said that you found gold. He's going back to a random thing that you mentioned in your travels.
Yeah, Michael holds up the red gold coin.
Oh, he'll take it from you and start looking at it. Have you tried using Clorox? Have they made Clorox yet? Time's kind of slippery. Maybe
What is Clorox?
Clorox?
Oh, okay. That's from a different world then. I do some traveling when I get bored, and I guess that
Wait.
one doesn't happen here.
How many universes have you been to?
Oh, I don't like the count because you never know when you're going to run out of numbers, but you haven't run out of universes yet. It's big out there.
Trevor?
Yes.
And so if we kill someone, then someone shows up when you have the coins. And he's looking like he's wanting to test this theory.
This is as disturbing as it is interesting. The fact that you have this person living under the city with so much knowledge, and I'm curious. How Did you keep this a secret?
Easy. He didn't tell anybody.
Pretty
Well, that
much.
is how you tend to keep secrets. Is you don't talk about it, and I'm not sure how to explain it. Let me see if I can find the dictionary. And he goes over to his bookshelf.
Do you? He's kept secret for a reason. Also because, well, Victor
I
has
see.
time. And
And
There's a lot of
because
people that would
many
be taking
people who cut
advantage.
down here don't ever leave again. What with the dying and the things eating them. And
So
the were
you
rats
happen-
were a problem, but then they just decided I wasn't worth their time, and so they stopped.
How deep have you gone in the sewers?
Oh, well, I kind of got tired of walking, and I just like to keep my stuff here.
Have you ever run across an item within these areas that links back to the city itself? Like something relicish?
And he starts going through his big chest of stuff. Maybe I put it in the storage, and he's like flinging like a dagger handle with like a broken blade, and there's a black orb that he sets aside. Like, I don't have any relics. So, well, there's this candelabra that is supposed to capture the souls of the dead when they die, and the candles are in it. But he flings that somewhere. I don't think that's really a relic. It's more of a curio, or maybe an artifact, but not a relic.
Michael looks at the black orb. What's this?
Oh,
touch.
that he grabs it. That's a black orb.
If this man has the secrets to the entire city in this chest, I'm going to leave. That is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave because
Oh, and here's the prophecy about how the world's going to end.
I'm gone. I take a step outside.
Michael, can I read that real quick?
You take he'll hand it to you, and it's written in numbers.
Would the spell tongues be able to like decipher?
No, it's because you recognize the numbers, you just don't know the pattern.
it's elite speak.
Now that one might have already have come true, or maybe it was from the previous world. It's kind of hard to tell with these prophecies.
Have you been able to decipher some of it?
Oh, I read that many times. It's really kind of dull, but with the whole once you get past the burning and the screaming and the death of every living thing, and then the dead die, come back again, and only kill each other, and yeah, it's he just sort of waves his hand.
Okay, that's something to look out for. So, what else have you looked at while you've been here? Anything like of rebirths or anything that?
You're still wanting to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know my view on it, but I ain't gonna stop you.
I know, but it might be able to help with the current situation as well.
Maybe.
And he pulls out one, like, oh, damn it, Dale. He's looking through a hole in a scroll. And he throws that one aside.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Try, like, how far outside of the area do you go?
I literally took a few steps out the door.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I might be here for a couple of days, guys.
I'm not really equipped for a long-term guest because the cat's already cleaned all the beds.
I've got. Don't worry, I've got my own food. I promise not to be a. I might need some explanation on some notes because some of this stuff just seems way beyond me.
Oh, well, it's not your fault that you're not fully developed yet, but if you keep eating your minerals, and you'll be just fine.
Yes, the marshmallows will keep me going. All life needs is just tea and marshmallows.
So yeah, hopefully this understands why I was against clearing out the tunnels.
No, this fully. I'm.
Now, I might add, and he pushes a bookshelf aside, and there's like more, like he had a doorway covered. I forgot I put this here, and he wanders into the darkness, and he,
Oh yeah, I
Michael
haven't seen
follows
that area
with
in like a year.
you can't, like, it's pitch black inside.
Well, I've still got the light thing, so.
The light doesn't seem to go as far, but you can see a few feet. But this is like, he has his own little pocket dimension, more or less, where he's been storing stuff. Oh, that's where I put this. He comes back with like an egg. This is a fun little toy. It's supposed to be strong enough to destroy a whole city or maybe continent. We never really tested it out to see. And it's just like a black egg. You can see seams in it, so you know it's handmade. And then there is a keyhole in it.
I can understand why I didn't test that out. Can I just stay here for a couple of days, go over notes with you, and try to find something?
Well, now, I can't promise that I can help with your research because I've got my own research. And, oh, there it is. He picks up a bottle and starts to drink it.
It goes everywhere.
No, actually, it seems to vanish down his mouth just fine.
Oh, okay. It's not like the tea.
Despite the fact that he has no anatomy, everything seems to function like it should. It defies all logic with Simpkins. Like, would you like some? It's a brandy. It was 300 years old, 500 years ago. No, wait a minute. I've only been around for a little over 200. It's about 300 plus 200 years old.
So 500 years. I'll try a swig.
All right, give me a
That's okay.
Constitution check.
Oh my god.
You grow a beard the size of your leg.
There's a reason Frick didn't.
Michael, your legs don't work anymore.
Michael just falls straight to the ground. That's some good stuff.
Oh, he looks up at you. I didn't mean to break your friend. We can see if we can grow him some new legs, and I got a vat around here somewhere.
I think he's fine.
So I might be able to find what I'm looking for.
He might be able to assist if you tell him what you're looking for.
And he's like, oh, and this one, it rips out your soul, and you can then sell it to a demon or a devil. They're both buying.
Thank you, Simpkins.
What would help one gain the ability to bring others back?
Oh, well, for that, you're going to need to find someone who has lots of power, like a demon or a devil, and you're going to want to trade. So you take this poking stick and you take someone's soul, and then you can trade it for another soul. But I can't let you have this one because it's on loan, and you shouldn't steal souls. You're a bad man for stealing
no.
souls.
I don't want to steal souls.
Well, good, because that's wrong on many levels.
But how would one get that power themselves?
Oh,
Not to steal souls, but to be able to bring them back.
oh, you need to be a necromancer, and you can't, because you can trap a soul, but you want to bring a soul. And once the soul is where it goes when it leaves the body, if it doesn't get trapped, it stays there. Unless, of course, it wants to come back, and it can come back. But either way, you can't do that. You could talk to something that's stronger. You could try to eat something that has that kind of power, and you would have that power. But if you ate a god, then you'd have to beat the god, and you can't do that. That's just crazy talk.
That helps. That actually is all that I need to know.
So you're gonna go eat a god? It's like you're gonna want some really good utensils. I might have a dish set around here somewhere. And he wanders off into the darkness, still talking about to himself.
Michael just follows.
When I say that he walks into the darkness, I mean you can't see him anymore. Like, whatever this pocket dimension is, it gets to a point where you can't find your way back if you go too far. And then you hear something fall. It's like, oh... Well, if there had been anyone around, that would have been bad. Hey, I didn't realize I still had this bottle. Is there anyone in here?
In the bottle?
No, I don't need anything. I'll talk to you later. And this is going to keep up for a while. He doesn't come back anytime soon. You just hear the occasional things getting shuffled around. Sometimes it falls with a heavy crack.
While he's back in that room, can I look around for some scrolls? I'm not going to steal them or anything. I just want to look at them.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
So, anybody want to go to the Library of Ione?
Anything you find is either half written, slightly shredded, or
typical Simpkins.
Yeah, there's nothing usable unless you want to like take the poison tea set.
No.
So, we want to go to the Library of Ione, anyone?
What about the purple worms?
We can deal with the purple worms while we're going there. We're going to have to go hunt them. I mean, gives us something to do while we're heading off to the library.
And Simpkins comes walking from the other side of the room, like it should have been physically impossible. Purple worms, you say? Oh, they're somewhere down there. They eat the tunnels and.
Down here?
Well, not here, because they don't come here, but they're under the ground, eating the ground.
Simpkins, you wouldn't happen to have anything on you that we can track a creature with?
I'm going to use my staff and cast Locate Animals.
Okay.
And that would let me know if there's any within 5 miles.
Okay, let's see. And you're trying to track purple worms within 5 miles?
That's correct.
No.
All right, I'm going to let the group know there's none within 5 miles of here.
Good. You see, there was one here, it probably would be a threat to the people above. And the drow don't like that unless they are using them for themselves. I think they make poison out of them. You can go ask the drow. Oh no, wait. Was it the drow or was it the illithid? They had the weird mouths.
Aren't the illithids the one that eat mines?
Well, now I don't judge someone's culinary choices. That's rude.
Well, I'm not judging it either. It's just.
And
how
even
I
though
know
he's standing here, you hear more things falling back in the other hidden room.
Is everything okay back there?
Oh, it's fine. I should go check on that. And he walks off again. And with it being 6 o'clock, we need to go. Because this is going to. This is Simpkins, and he's going to be at this for a while, whether you're there or not.
It's probably safe to say we can leave now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shall we go?
So,
Go to
guys,
the library.
I know this was a super exciting 1-year anniversary for us, but I've never had a game last that long, so I'm really happy about that. And so many interesting things happen today.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of things you know about, and you can decide which ones you want to deal with later. But, guys, thank you so much for being with us all this time, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks. So, we'll see you then for more of the exciting shopping adventures of the Expendable Crew. Maybe you'll actually be able to accomplish something.
Hey, we did.
Bye,
I thought
guys.
we accomplished something today.
We managed to piss off a sentient ooze.
Yes,
We made a new enemy. Yep.
yes, you did that.
We'll add it to the list.